Welcome to the commentary coverage of the FA Cup. Is back for yet another night of action. We're bringing you coverage of Southampton against West Ham, plus updates from Liverpool against Norwich, plus a bit of bonus commentary as well, while the game is at half time. At St Mary's, and once the game concludes at St Mary's, we'll bring you the conclusion of the Liverpool game with commentary on that one as well. We'll be bringing you the team news from the game at Anfield that kicks off at 8:15. The game that we're covering, Southampton against West Ham, kicks off at 7:30. I'm Russ Spinning. Alongside me from our game at 7:30 is Luke Turton. Well, in a second, when we start, we'll get across, find out what the team news is for the game at Anfield, where Paul James will be watching that one for us. Don't go anywhere, you're listening to the commentary. We'll be back in a second. Welcome to coverage then of Southampton against West Ham. Your match commentator Russ Vernon alongside me, as I mentioned at the top of the show. There will be Luke Turton outside of the game between Southampton and West Ham very, very shortly. But first, let's go to other game which is taking place this evening at Anfield, and let's go to our man who's watching that one for us. It's Paul James, who has got all the important team news. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Russ. Good evening, everybody from Anfield. It's a fairly chilly evening this evening. The team news is Liverpool make an array of changes from their Carling Cup final victory, or Caribou Cup final victory, I should say. And they start in goal with Alisson, Tsimikas, Gomez, Konate and Milner on the flat back four. Jones, Henderson and Oxlade-Chamberlain in midfield. Jota comes into the lineup. Mane and Salah are rested. Replacing them are Origi and Minamino. Norwich have Tim Krul back in goal after injury. Byram, Zimmerman, Gibson, Giannoulis across the back in midfield. Rupp, Norman and Lise Mulu. And across the front line, also in a 4-3-3, is Reshka, Pukki and Piachetta.
Thank you very much there to Paul. And Paul, ahead of your game, then just briefly as we wait for the teams to come out on our match, which where me and Luke will be watching, which is taking place at St Mary's, seeming between Southampton and West Ham as the teams emerge from there. So I'll just get your brief prediction then, Paul, for Liverpool against Norwich. How do you see that game going this evening? Do you think it'll be a Norwich? Do you think Norwich can cause an upset, or do you think it'll be a foregone conclusion and Liverpool will get all the victory this evening, the victory and progression to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup?
Well, this is the FA Cup, and this is why we love it, so you can never be 100% sure. Norwich have put a fairly strong lineup out. Liverpool can afford to make changes and still produce an array of international talent. If you're asking me for my prediction, which I normally get wrong, Russ, I will say that I do think Liverpool will win today.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Paul James. We'll be watching Liverpool against Norwich. You'll hear from him very, very shortly. Again, with build-up to that as we look at the two sides then in our feature game. There's 9 changes for Southampton against West Ham. The team, as we go through the team for you now, one of the 9 changes sees Willie Caballero start in goal. The back four is Walker Peters, who moved across from left to right back. Stevens and Valerie come in, as does Roman Perraud. Smallbone is another one who comes in. Ward-Prowse continues in the midfield alongside Dillala and Gineppo, who both come in as well. And there's a change up front as Adam Armstrong and Shane Long do start. As for West Ham, they've just made the 2 changes, Areloa and Diop in for Fabianski and Creswell. So they line up with Areloa in goal, Zuma, Dawson and Diop at the back, Johnson, Rice, Souček and Fornals in midfield, Bona Lanzini are playing just behind the front man of Mikel Antonio. Andre Mariner, the referee. Scott Ledger and Matt Wilkes is the assistants. Michael Salisbury, the fourth official, with Simon Hooper and Timothy Wood doing the VAR duties at Stockley Park. We'll get the thoughts of Luke Turton ahead of kick-off very, very shortly as the teams go through the last bits of handshakes and everything with the referee Andre Mariner there as we just and the rest of the officials there. You can see Declan Rice just having a chat there in a fist bump with the officials and James Ward-Prowse, and we'll get the thoughts of Luke in a second as we get ready for kick-off. We'll bring Luke in a second to see what he's expecting from this game this evening and if he reckons it should be a very, very good game this evening. When you're listening to us across our YouTube channel of the TC Hub and the TC Hub 2, we're also live on our Twitch channel as well, also live on Storm FM, and also live on my own personal Twitch channel this evening. Due to technical reasons beyond our control, we're unable to bring coverage to viewers of JB Sports and JDAC Football for around this evening. We'll endeavour to solve that out to bring you back coverage over there. So if any listeners want to do listen to that one, listen, come over to the TC Hub 2, Storm FM, or our Twitch channel, or my own personal Twitch channel as well. We'll get the thoughts of Luke in a second. We'll be watching this game alongside me for Southampton against West Ham. Will be West Ham, which will get this game off and underway through Manuel Lanzini. But first, the players will take a knee as they show solidarity against any form of discrimination and racism across the world. As Lanzini gets West Ham off and underway, Dawson hits the ball forward, looking for the run of Soychek, and now it's Fornals down the line. Walker Peters intercepts, but Ward-Prowse gives the ball away and is cleared away there by Jan Valery. Alpha near the throw to to West Ham, which Southampton have to defend. Antonio's down the line if he wants to use him, and he does there. Just Fornals as that cross comes in and is cleared away up into the air. It bounces out for yet another throw, and Antonio leaves out for Pablo Fornals to take again as we watch this game. We'll bring Luke in a second once this play stops us. Adam Armstrong putting under pressure the West Ham defence of and almost puffers there. He comes to Gineppo, and Musa Gineppo goes for goal, but it's a sliced effort and he's picked up by Fornals, who gets the ball forward, looking for the run of Jared Bowen, who can get behind Stevens here, and Jared Bowen's in, and Stevens does well to get back and put it behind for a corner. The first corner of the game to West Ham, and first time to fetch in Luke Turton. What do you make to the start there, Luke? Southampton almost puffed in at one end, West Ham almost puffed in at the other.
Yeah, it's been a pretty end-to-end game so far, and I'm very interested to see both Bowen and Antonio against Stevens and Valerie, because I think especially Valerie and Antonio, that's a bit of a mismatch. But yeah, the start's been decent so far.
Yes, and West Ham have a corner which will be taken by Jared Bowen. He whips the ball in towards the penalty area. He's flicked on, looking for Dawson in the back post. Dawson collects possession, and he's been pending by Roman Perot, and Roman Perot wins a throw in there off of Dawson, who was at the back there who was up from the back there for West Ham. In the opening 2 minutes of the game, it's Southampton 0, West Ham United 0. If you're just joining into us here on the TC Hub, Russ Vennon and Luke getting the alternative commentary on this match as the throw comes down the line and is flicked on there by the head of the Southampton players. And now Southampton win a throw in. It was flicked on by a small ball there. Zuma was across the clear. There was a few boos for Zuma, which we'll not go into too much detail about as we watch this match come to life very early on, inside 2.5 minutes. West Ham having a bit of possession, but Southampton have won it back with Valerian back to Caballero, who was once of Manchester City and done fairly well in Manchester in recent years. Just let people know in the one of the other matches taking place this evening, which we were up to have a man watching that one for us, but due to connection problems, unable to get the money's Luton against Chelsea. And Luton are leading by a goal to Riesberg on 2 minutes with the goal there for Luton. And Luton going fairly well in the Championship so far this season, so not really much of a surprise how Luton are doing well at home, as they mainly do well at home in recent weeks and recent matches. As we watch Southampton come forward in possession, is out wide to Gineppo there from Shane Long. Gineppo crosses looking towards Walker Peters, but he's overwritten out for a throw. Poor bit of play there from Gineppo. Just got the connection wrong there, Luke, for that pass. There for me, Gineppo. What did you make to that?
I think Gineppo so far has started off pretty shockingly. I mean, he tried to hit one, sliced it just nowhere, and he's just got his range totally wrong on that one. He needs to get into the game a bit.
Yes, as Johnson will come forward for West Ham down the right hand side near the touchline. Cuts in to Soicek. Soicek slips as he pings a wonderful ball out wide to Pablo Fornals. Fornals into Lanzini. He'll gets the ball back to Declan Rice, and Rice will knock it back to Issa Diop, and now Issa Diop has it again. Down the line it goes to Lanzini, into Mikel Antonio, who's not really got much joy at the moment from the Southampton defence in the opening 5 minutes or so. Southampton 0, West Ham United 0. If you're just tuning into us, if you want to sync up your TVs and now you're watching this, we'll give you the minute check very, very shortly as West Ham come forward with Rice trying to play into Antonio, and he runs through to Willie Caballero. We'll keep you across how the Luton v Chelsea game gets on this evening, and we'll also, via Paul, keep you updated with the Liverpool versus Norwich game as well. Here's Pura into Ward Prowse, and Ward Prowse gets the ball back to Caballero, and Caballero will look up, right-footed, sends the ball towards the right-hand side where it's just over the head of Shane Long and bounces out for a throw to West Ham, which Issa Diop will take. Finds Kurzuma, and he finds in Craig Dawson, and Dawson will look to come forward from this near side of the right as we watch as this ball is played down the line looking for Jared Bowen, but he just bounces out of play. So fairly good start, but neither side really yet to test either goalkeeper at this moment in time as we watch the opening 6 or so minutes of the contest. A throw down the line it goes, headed away there by Johnson, and then headed forward again by Valerie this time, and it's out of play for a throw to Southampton. Came off Johnson there in the end as we watch. See Declan Rice there, pivotal in England's run in the Euros alongside Calvin Phillips for Gareth Southgate's men, as is Pro coming forward now for Southampton. How wide is Musa Gineppo? Inside it goes, and Gineppo just gets it back from Diallo and to Pro. Pro with the cross in is cleared. The Pierce round ball against Dawson. The referee on Germana says no, and West Ham with Rice can get the ball forward. It's out wide to Fornals, and Fornals has got Bowen racing forward. Antonio too has got Rice coming forward as well. In towards Antonio, and he bounces off the Jamaican international and goes behind for a goal kick. Good bit of play that from West Ham, but just Antonio couldn't get the final connection, which the Hammers fans and the Hammers team was looking for there, Luke.
No, I think Fornals was a bit rushed with players coming back for Southampton. He just played the ball in, and really I think he should have tried to aim for Bowen more than Antonio because he was right in front of goal.
Yes, David Moyes done a fantastic job at West Ham since he became the manager there, and he's doing well. They're in Europe as well. Looks a couple of they've got Sevilla in the Europa League next round of the Europa League, which will take place on the 10th and 17th of March. 17th of March is at the London Stadium, so the first game is in Spain as Valerie heads away, and Antonio was there to try and win the ball. Let's go. Take a quick throw to Lanzini and gets it back. Now it's with Fornals. Back to Lanzini. And Fornals again gets it back to Diop. And Diop will look to find Zuma. Here's Declan Rice. Love the ball forward from Declan Rice. Here's Jared Bowen who gets the ball out wide for Johnson, who just keeps the ball in play. Looked to the initially gone out, but he didn't keep. He wanted to keep that ball in play there, did Johnson. And that's the ball forward into Lanzini. Lanzini gets the ball forward. He's Antonio. I tell you who was on the bench for both sides when we get a break in place. West Ham come forward again through Fornals. Comes all the way through to Soucek. Oh, pussy wide, and you would have thought that Soucek wouldn't be scoring that. He has scored from there in recent weeks for West Ham. We're poor miss there, Luke Turton.
Yeah, I mean, it's decent build-up play, and you're just thinking somebody's going to score. But I mean, it comes back to Suchek. I just want to watch it back on the replay. Comes back, and yeah, he doesn't really get the curl on it. He just kind of connects with it and just goes wide. I think he needs to get a bit more elevation on it, to be fair, as well, though.
Yes, as West Ham will come forward again. We'll give you the subs when we can. As Joe Bowen's in here and his shot is blocked by Stevens. On the bench for Southampton tonight is Romeo, Adams, Redmond, Stuart Armstrong, Broja, Livramento, Walcott, Bednarek and Lewis. We'll give you the West Ham bench in a second as Pablo Fornals will get ready to take a throw in for the Yammers. He's taking it to Lanzini, back to Fornals, back to Lanzini. And the ball, the offside flag was up against Lanzini there. On the bench for West Ham then is Vlasic, Benrahma, Krall, Randolph the goalkeeper, Uka Flex, Elise, Ekwe, Chesters and Perkins. And Perkins and Chester, a couple of the youngsters. We've got some WSL action taking place this evening as well as Arsenal women are 2-0 up against Reading. Miedemar on 22 minutes, McCabe on 24 minutes. With the goals in that game, we'll keep you up to date with the other FA Cup game as well, where it's still 1-0 to Luton Town against Chelsea at this moment in time. That's taking place at Kenilworth Road. We'll keep you across that one in a second when we get any updates of goals going in. Big breaking news from Chelsea before we went on air that Roman Abramovich is going to be selling up at Chelsea and he's pulled the club up for sale. We'll get the thoughts of Luke and Paul a little bit later on in the programme on that one as West Ham get the ball forward from Ariloa to Johnson. And Johnson flicks that ball on and he's found Bowen. Back to Johnson. And Johnson sprays the ball out wide for 4 hours, but the ball was just when it kept in play there. Now Smallbone gets the ball back for Southampton and he's back with Stevens. And Stevens has got Bowen for company, so finds Valerie and Valerie clears the ball down the line. And that's out of play from Smallbone and is out of play for a throw into Southampton to West Ham, should I say, in the opening few minutes of the game. Southampton 0, West Ham 0 as Antonio knocks the ball back to Diop. Diop gets it back to Zuma, where Southampton fans are booing him for his actions in the past few weeks, which we won't go into any more detail on here on the commentary up. As here's Dawson now, and he goes back to Ariloa, and Ariloa gets the ball forward, and is Perot who wins the ball back. Now Gineppo, can he get the connection right on that pass? He can. And he can on the second one as well. And now it's Diallo out to Perot, who was linked with a move to Leeds United in the summer, but opted for the Saints instead. And now Caballero gets it from Stevens, and Stevens will. Eh, Caballero plays it for to Gineppo via Armstrong, and Gineppo just keeping all the possession. And now it's Ward Prowse, who's the captain for Southampton against West Ham this evening. Is the Hammers captain is Declan Rice, as is Walker Peters. Here's Smallbone, back to Walker Peters. Walker Peters doing fairly well on the right hand side. His cross is cut out. Armstrong delivers the ball and looking for long. Cleared by Soychek. Now it's Perot. Perot has the ball out wide to Gineppo. Gineppo needs to put this near attack. Smallbone shot is blocked. Lanzini can get the ball away, but Southampton have won the ball back through Stevens. Declan Rice under pressure, so too Zuma. And Zuma manages to clear. With Southampton have got the ball back now, and good pressure from Southampton, Luke, and good start from Ralph Arsenault's men as we watch them come forward again. We'll get your thoughts on the start from Ralph Arsenault's men shortly. Southampton will look to come again through Stevens. Is back with Caballero. So we'll get your thoughts now then, Luke. What's your thoughts on the start by Ralph Arsenault's men this evening?
Yeah, it's been decent. I think they've pushed up well and they've kind of done what you need to do against West Ham. You can't give them time on the ball because they'll punish you in the final third. So really, they're doing the job.
Yes, and Gineppo's ball looking for Armstrong was cut out by the head of Soychek there, and he wins a throw-in. Johnson was there too, with Soychek helping him out. As now Ward Prowse finds Gineppo. He's got Johnson for company, and he tries to cut in. Goes on the outside, breaks off Gineppo, bounces up onto his arm, and there's a free kick to West Ham there, and that's a good, decent effort there. As we'll wait for the action for Liverpool against Norwich to kick off in around about 30 minutes time or so, and it's half time from here. We'll keep you up to date with the Scottish Premiership action. Celtic and Rangers are both in action this evening. It's now 1-1 at Kenilworth Road thanks to Sound Negez's equaliser on 27 minutes. Luton Town 1, Chelsea 1 is the scoreline. If you're just tuning in, it's 0-0 between Southampton and West Ham. And Liverpool Norwich is at 8:15 kick-off. We kicked off here at 7:30 UK time. As the ball is played for towards Mikel Antonio's onside. Inside the penalty area, and Valo got across there. And Stevens, and did well against Antonio to concede the corner, but they wanted an offside there, Stevens, and his Roman Perot, who plays him just onside for me. What did you make to that, Luke?
I mean, on first glance, that looked like it was offside, but I mean, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I get offsides wrong a lot of the time, so...
Yes, as for Niles, will take the corner whipped in just over the head of Zuma after Caballero gets an hand onto that. And now here comes Southampton with Adam Armstrong. Good running this from Adam Armstrong, and he's still going Armstrong. Feeds in Smallbone. Now Ward Prowse. Back to Smallbone. Pro coming up on the outside of the obstacle using with Buster Dangerous. Crossing cleared away by Diop on the back there. Header one in the middle there by Diallo, and Diallo has been penalised for a foul in there on Lanzini, who stays down at this moment as Lanzini is just been now back up to his feet. In about 5 or so minutes, about 5 minutes before kick-off, we'll bring you a reminder of the two sides from the game at Anfield with Paul James. We'll bring his action short, his thoughts in a few moments as we watch this game. It's Southampton 0, West Ham 0 is 1-1 between Luton and Chelsea. Liverpool Norwich. It's a 8:15 kick-off if you wanted to hear, if you want to know what's happening with that one. That's why we've not gone to Paul James yet for any updates on that game. It's a ball is it was Bowen and he's headed just over. Brilliant crossing from Antonio. But Bowen couldn't keep his head down there, Luke.
He has. I mean, the ball out to Antonio was decent, and then as it comes in, yeah, he's got to keep it down. He was just leaning back to stretch to head it. I think that's why it went over.
Yes, good spot there, Luke. That Bowen was leaning back. I didn't spot that myself at the start. As we see Caballero clear forward. Good header away as Antonio gives possession away to the Diallo and now Ward-Prowse to Pro. Pro has been altered in his tracks as a man down in the centre circle for Southampton. As Shane Long goes down. As we see him getting the incident, Shane Long receiving some treatment, so Ali's receiving some treatment. We will get the players will go across to get some fluids. And that's as good a time as any as a kick-off is around about 20 minutes or thereabouts away. There was a challenge from Zuma. I think Zuma is knee in the back of Shane Long there, which is why it's gone down. But we've kick-off a few minutes away from happening in our other match, which we keep you updated on with Liverpool against Norwich. With the score still here 0-0 with 20 minutes with a stoppage in play due to an injury to Shane Long. Let's find out what the team news is for Liverpool against Norwich and cross live to our reporter there, Paul James. What's the team news?
Hi, Ross. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so the team news is confirmed. For Liverpool, they are resting Mane and Salah. Mane is on the bench. Diogo Jota and Divock Origi are in the lineup for them. We've got Milner just reverting his position to right back this time. So Liverpool lineup as follows: Alisson in goal, Tsimikas, Gomez, Konate, and Milner at the back. Jones, Henderson, the captain, and Oxlade-Chamberlain in midfield. Diogo Jota, Divock Origi, and Minamino up front for Liverpool. For Norwich, Tim Krul in goal, Giannolis, Gibson, Zimmerman, and Byram at the back, with Roop, Norman, Lise Melu in the midfield. Rashisha, Pookie, and Placata make up that Norwich 11. And the referee is Martin Atkinson with assistant Stuart Burt, Nick Hopton, Mike Dean as fourth official, and VAR are John Brooks and Mark Perry in Stockley Park.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. We're back with him when the game kicks off for updates throughout the evening. Is Diallo for Southampton. I can report that Shane Long is now back up on the field of playing back involved in the action, so it's good to see that he's not injured as bad as we first thought for Shane Long. Here's Ward-Prowse though for Southampton. His ball looking for Shane Long is too high and he's a bit aimless. And he's out of play for a throw to West Ham, which Diop will take. Diop.
I'm not saying that was too high, Russ, but I think 3 Shane Longs has struggled to have got to that ball.
Maybe there, Luke, but as now this is a wonderful ball for Johnson, and Johnson's in behind here for against Southampton for West Ham. Johnson goes through and a wonderful challenge. Bad there by Gineppo, did well there to get back, and that's a wonderful challenge there from Gineppo there, Luke.
It was, and brilliant run from Johnson to lash onto that ball, but I think players were covering, it wasn't as clear cut as we first thought, and maybe if Johnson had gone wider and held his run a bit and waited for players to get in the box, that'd have probably been a better option.
Yes, it's Ariel clears away for West Ham as the ball almost got West Ham under a bit of pressure. Gineppo gets the ball there. Here's arms long for Perot. And Perot now just plays it inside toward Prowse. Gets it back to Roman Perot, who comes forward. The left back, the French left back as well, who joined Southampton in the summer. Perot, as he is Ward Prowse, as West Ham fans singing about Tottenham game B last night, saying they lose quite heavily everywhere they go. They sing, but that's not the case. West Ham fans, they didn't lose quite badly against Leeds United last weekend, which, as a Leeds fan, I was hoping for. It's small ball though for Southampton in this game against West Hammers. Diallo gets the ball out wide, and now Smallbone gets the ball back again to Valerie. Valerie looks up and plays a wonderful ball down the line towards Armstrong. And now here's Ward Prowse into Gineppo. Gineppo controlling Wellers. He's got Perot outside of him. Roman Perot gets the ball back to Ward Prowse. Now Gineppo. Can his cross be better this time? No, he opts for Perot to put it in, but he loses footing with Johnson getting back at him. And gone out of play for a goal kick. And if we look at this, again, standing for just went as he tried to pull the cross in there. That's why Perot slipped and the ball went out of play. Come to us about 24 and just over 24 and a half minutes gone here now, Luke. And what's been your thoughts on the opening 25 minutes or thereabouts in this game so far?
Well, West Ham had the better chances and probably should be 1-0 up if you go between the Bowen and the Soucek chances. But Southampton had a lot of play around the West Ham box, just not many actual chances as such, just lots of play. So, yeah, I think the first goal will probably be crucial in this game to work out kind of the way it's going to turn out.
Yes, as we see that challenge there on Walker Peters again, and the referee initially, Andre Miranda didn't give it to us. The FIFA official, Michael Salisbury, spotted the incident and gave it then. Mike Horniman is on from Dubai. Our very own Mike Horniman. Hope you're having a fantastic holiday, Mike. He says he's putting the chant in our West Ham fans. We're singing about Tottenham get beaten quite heavily everywhere they go. Hopefully you're having a fantastic holiday, my friend. Myself, Luke and Paul and the rest of the team here at the TC Up all wish you and hope you're having a fantastic holiday and we can't wait to have you back here on the TC Up as we watch Southampton against West Ham as Gineppo picks up. Good ball in toward Prowse. Here's Smallbone now. Smallbone goes down on the challenge there of Declan Rice and there's a free kick to West against the West Ham captain, and that's good play there from Smallbone, Luke, to win that free kick.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Smallbone so far. Just got fouled by Declan Rice. I mean, I think those sort of challenges happen in the middle of the park, and yeah, it was a free kick. So yeah.
Yes, as Southampton tried to take it quickly from the wrong position, but Andre Miner wasn't allowing that, and he allowed him to take it again. And now Smallbone, who you mentioned there, Lucas, and a good game, push the ball into Adam Armstrong, and that's just over. That's Southampton's best chance for me, but they couldn't take it there, Luke.
And again, Smallbone puts the ball into the box, and then when the ball comes into Armstrong, he's just too quick to hit it, and he's just got under the ball.
Yes, and I think another reason why he probably took it a bit early, Dawson was closing in on him, which has probably made him take it that early, making it early. He could have probably took his time there, Armstrong, but Southampton have the ball back. Soicek wins the ball back. We're pilfering on ball from the Southampton fans. Some of the Southampton players not listened to by the referees. Antonio puts the ball in, and he's just Valerie gives the ball away. Antonio back to side check and ball. Oh, beautiful that ball against him a few minutes ago was clear, was waved away, and his shot come in, and he's a team one from the Czech man, and he's saved by Caballero. As we see this poor mistake given away by Gineppo, and he comes out to side check, and his shot was blocked, but that's good defending from Southampton, forced him to take it early there in the end. As now we watch this game going forward here now with Puro. Back it goes. And Diallo loses, gives the ball away to Antonio. Antonio to Bowen. To side check across. Comes in. Vincent Bowen but falls on the Caballero Bless. It's the second time from Diallo, giving the ball away to Antonio in the space of 2 minutes there, Luke.
Yeah, but it's a bit irrelevant giving the ball away if West Ham don't take one of these chances. I mean, I've had 4 chances that have been clear cut, and they haven't taken, and the ball's given away again. There, look.
Yes, both teams seem to be giving the ball away fairly cheaply so far, with almost 30 minutes gone here. Southampton nil, West Ham United nil. We'll give you an update on how the game is going between Luton and Chelsea in a second. And it's now, I can tell you that is St Johnstone nil, Rangers 1, Glenn Kamara on 3 minutes, Livingston nil, Dundee United 1, Liam Smith on 2 minutes, Aston Villa nil, Everton nil in the Women's Super League as well. And I can tell you that Luton Town have retaken the lead against Chelsea. Eric Hornick on 40 minutes with the goal there. Is Luton 2, Chelsea 1 in the FA Cup.
It's that, here's one for Mike, by the way. It sounds like Luton are doing what we did to Arsenal
Yes,
and Leicester.
yes. And Luke, I'll tell you what Mark said in a minute. After that chance there from West Ham was cleared away by just for Southampton was cleared away by West Ham. Here's Walker Peters. He finds Roman Perrault, putting a bit of pressure on now. Perrault goes for goal, and oh my word, what a goal from Roman Perrault!
That
Fantastic
is
goal, and Roman Perrault, the
insane.
left back, has put Southampton 1-0 up with his first goal in English football. It's Southampton 1, West Ham 0 just after the half-hour mark.
That is insane. I mean, it's totally football. West Ham have had all the better chances, and Southampton are 1-0 up. I mean, what a strike from the left back. You would not believe he is a left back with that sort of shooting power. It just comes out to him, and then he's so far out. He just gets it up and over. I mean, I'm not very fussed on this Areola in goal anyway, but that is some strike.
It is
Wow.
wonderful goal, left footer, straight across the keeper into the top right hand corner after a brilliant pass from Kyle Walker Peters, and that is some goal. Southampton 1, West Ham 0, and a cracking goal as well. Pick
The way
that
he
out, Areola, it says, and Southampton lead by a goal to nil, and their fans again behind their team now, and Southampton have just won a free kick foul on Diop by Adam Armstrong there, and that's a fantastic goal there, Luke, from the left back.
the way he gets it to go up and down in the air, he had to be that far out because that was a good distance from the goal to. It's almost like Adeline Guediora territory. Wow.
Yes, absolutely stunning goal there from the left back as Southampton lead against West Ham. It's Southampton 1, West Ham United 0 in the game so far as we watch this. In West Ham, who are in the Europa League, could be heading out of the FA Cup unless they find their shooting boosters. They've had the better chance, as Lucas mentioned, but it's them who leading. Well, the main comment I was referring to from Mike before that chance happened, and I'll come back to that in a second. It is Johnson for West Ham was trying to get themselves back on level terms in towards Antonio, and is cleared away by Ward-Prowse up towards halfway, where Zuma picks up. And Mike was mentioning, Luke, he's mentioning in the chat, he says he's surprised you haven't mentioned them defeating us yet, meaning Forest beating Arsenal. And obviously, Luke, I know you was at that game for Forest, and I know you'll be at the Forest game against Huddersfield on Monday, which we'll bring to you with Nicholas Jones. But looking back on that game, looking in the game against Leicester in the next round as well, how good the performances were those for Nottingham Forest as West Ham just win possession back in midfield through Sorting out Declan Rice just displayed it out wide. But how good the performances were then from Forest, Luke?
Oh, they were tremendous performances. I mean, the first one was just a classic kind of hold out and then put your finisher on from the bench and grab in. The second game, we just bullied Leicester away in the first half. And I mean, Jed Spence deserved his goal, to be fair, against Leicester. But you've got to be wary of Huddersfield now. I mean, just because we've beaten two teams doesn't mean that we're going to beat Huddersfield. But yes, in response to Mike's comment, yes, we did beat Arsenal.
Yes, as Southampton are currently beating West Ham United. Is Southampton 1, West Ham 0, and Southampton were starting to struggle past few weeks in the Premier League, and this is one of their real decent performances have come in the Cup in recent weeks for Ralph Hasenhüttl's men, although in the past 4 Premier League matches have won 3, drawn 1, beat Tottenham, beat Everton, beat Norwich, and got a point against Manchester United. For West Ham, they've got 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5. The other win for Southampton in their 5 was the game against Coventry in the last round of the FA Cup. They had to do that after extra time. Let's hope we don't have to see extra time here this evening. West Ham had to come from behind in the last round and had to go through in extra time, beating Kidderminster 2-1, but then they beat Watford in the Premier League for back-to-back draws against Leicester and Newcastle before they beat Wolverhampton Wanderers in the previous round. Also, as West Ham, who, as I mentioned a second or so ago, come from behind in the last round, trying to come from behind again in this round to get through to the quarterfinals. Here's Johnson, who goes for goal, low effort into the side netting, right footer from just outside, from about 20 yards out from outside the penalty area with his right foot, and goes just well, and that's unlucky there from the young right back there, looking fires into the side netting.
Yeah, but from that angle, there's not a lot he can really aim at. I mean, first instance, I was thinking hit it across goal, but even that's not even on. I mean, I can see why he did hit it from there, but in a sense, don't, because you've not really got a lot of the goal to aim at, so it's probably always going to go wide from that angle.
Yes, it is. Gineppo with the ball forward looking for Armstrong is cleared away by West Ham, and it was by Dawson and Zuma. He's now back with Southampton, and he's now with Roman Pro, the goal scorer, on this left hand side. And I'm wondering now if every time he gets into a shooting position, the Southampton fans will ask him to shoot every time now he's scored that goal, and he knows, and they know they can do it go it in his locker. Is Gineppo. There was Diallo actually, and that's Perot now Long, and Long does well to find Walker Peters. Diallo again. Gineppo in front of him if he wants to do that, but he goes to Long. Goes towards Gineppo, and he comes for Lanzini, and Soicek sprays the ball wide looking for Niles. We're bouncing in front of David Moyes and out for a throw-in. Southampton 1, West Ham 0. And we'll get the thoughts very, very shortly. We've got some news coming from Kenilworth Road, which to tell you about. If you're a Luton Town fan, you'll be happy to hear that it is now half time and they're leading Chelsea by 2-1 in the Women's Super League. Arsenal 3-0 up against Reading, thanks to Leah Williamson on 34 minutes. That's also at half time in that game. Albion Rovers 0 and an Athletic 1 is another latest score in the Scottish leagues, while Motherwell are losing 1-0 to Ross County. Keep you up to date with all the scores as we can. As is Johnson now for West Ham United. We'll keep you up to date with the kick-off between Liverpool and Norwich in around about 5 minutes' time with updates. And from Paul James, we'll get a bit of commentary on that one while we go to a break here. We'll come back for the full second half commentary on our match between Southampton and West Ham, and we'll give updates throughout the second half of the first half at Anfield. So you'll not miss the action at Anfield with Paul James, which will keep us up to date with the game at Anfield as we see West Ham come forward. Here's Johnson from Zuma's ball. Now it's Soychek. Forward towards Bowen with his poorly hit there and coming up towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. Southampton 1, West Ham United 0, and Mike says, up the Gunner Girls. Up the Gunner Girls, as he's a massive Arsenal fan listening across to our coverage. Whereas now Armstrong is through. Armstrong's got the ball towards, small ball to his right, but West Ham captain Declan Rice gets back to clear the danger. But that's another sign that West Ham can be got at the back. But the captain there, Declan Rice, just read that situation very, very well. And was thinking that come there, should have really shot and a shot there should Adam Armstrong as we come towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. What have you made of the opening 45 or 40 minutes then, Luke, in this game?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, West Ham had most of the chances. Southampton predictably then went and scored, because if you don't take your chances, you're more likely to get punished on the break. I think Armstrong's had a couple of chances where he could have put them either 1-0 up or 2-0 up. But, I mean, that goal that Pavard scored was absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, I'm happy I've seen a brilliant goal this evening already.
Yes, absolutely there. Luke will be keeping everyone up to date with the Norwich game very, very shortly. Livingston have equalised against Dundee United. Scott Pittman on 23 minutes with the goal there. Kick-off is around about 4 minutes away between Liverpool and Norwich. Once that game has got underway, we'll leave it a couple of minutes before we get an update, or we may go across if his game. If this game is at half time, we'll go across for some coverage of that game first. So we've got a double bill of action as we see Armstrong coming forward. The effort then could have picked out small bonus and shown some good touches in this game so far. As is Diallo into Gineppo. Musa Gineppo will play short and simple and find Ward-Prowse. And now is Diallo. Diallo goes for goal with a short effort, low effort, cleared away. Diallo gets back at it, but he bounces up off his arm, and I think he's given an both against him. It could be a foul on Bowen as well, either one of those two. The players are just in the tunnel ahead of kick-off in the Liverpool game, and Max says, all the girls are going to win the league. He says Arsenal girls are going to win the league. He reckons. Lanzini loses out as Southampton will come forward. Here's Gineppo. Wonderful one from Musa Gineppo. But his pass is picked off by Declan Rice. And Declan Rice will try and come forward now for West Ham to try and equalise just before the break. He's Went for a run into Antonio. Antonio trying to go for goal. Could have found Lanzini, but he was too greedy there for me. And he's a save by Caballero. But Antonio should have really found Lanzini there for me. Luke, what did you make to that?
I think Antonio's been pretty much a team player in this first half, so I think once he got that opportunity there and managed to clear his defender, he was always going to try and hit it, but two Southampton players got in the way. So I mean, you wouldn't know whether that was on target or not, but I I'd say that was probably classic kind of striker's instinct on that one.
Yes, as Dawson will pick up for West Ham and will try and push them forward to try and get that equaliser before the breakers. Here's Fanals from Soicek's pass. Back into Soicek. And he finds Diop. Lanzini. Back to Diop. Back to Lanzini again. And here's Soicek. Good ball into Dawson. As we watch West Ham come forward. It'll be a few minutes of stoppage time for the injury in the first half when Long went down. Moyes watching on, and I don't think he'll be happy with he'll be happy with the way West Ham have played, but not their finishing. In this moment, I think with Arsenal bit will be the opposite way round. We'll go across to see how the opening exchanges of the game between Liverpool and Norwich getting on very, very shortly. Once get indication that game is underway, we'll go across and get updates from Paul James. We were just waiting to see that game's underway. So that ball's in towards Bowen again, and it's cleared again by West Ham. And it's Alfinera thrown. West Ham piling on the pressure as we come towards the end of the first half, as we enter a minimum of 2 minutes at a time. A minimum of 2 minutes at a time in this game. Kilmarnock 1, Wraith Rovers 0. Penalty from Oliver Shaw in the 43rd minute has put Kilmarnock into the lead. As the game has just got underway, I've been told at Anfield, we'll keep you across that one if you are wanting to see how that game does unfold this evening between Liverpool and Norwich. Paul James is keeping an eye on that one for us this evening. Myself and Luke Turton keeping an eye on this one between Southampton and West Ham. We've played almost one of the 2 minutes at the end of this first period. We'll see how the opening exchanges of that game at Anfield is getting online now, in fact. And the person can tell us is Paul James. And Paul's had the early possession and early chances, if any, in the game between Liverpool and Norwich so far.
Well, Norwich have started off quite brightly. They've already advanced into the Liverpool half and have tried to create some opportunities. Certainly, Rashito has got down that left-hand side to try to create something early on, but still 0-0.
Yes, still 0-0 as Paul has just told us there. But Norwich have started good so far. Small ball gets the ball forward to Armstrong and is cleared away by West Ham. About 10 seconds left to play of the first period. The fans are wanting Pro to shoot. It comes to Gineppo from Diallo. Back to Pro, back to Gineppo, back to Diallo. Diallo with the ball in. Comes the small ball. No, just effort just goes over the top there. And that was the last action of the first half. And a good chance there from a man who's performed very, very well there, Luke, at the end of the first half in Smallbone.
Been very, very impressed with Will Smallbone that first half, and maybe he got too much under the shot there, but I think Southampton are taking a lot of credit for that first half. I mean, West Ham really have been wasteful with their chances, and they've been made to pay. So yeah, I mean, second half, I'm hoping that West Ham have got some kind of better finishing in there, and also hope Southampton just maintain their um, play as well.
Yes, absolutely there, Luke. Absolutely, my friend. Will get the thoughts of Luke throughout the second half and what to expect between Southampton and West Ham. So we'll bring Luke back in 15 minutes. But I'm going to take a break as well for the next 15, for around about 15 minutes. And while I do that, let's send you across to Anfield with Paul James taking over the reins as Liverpool take on Norwich.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks, Russ. Liverpool now just playing a ball back to the goalkeeper there with Gomez, and Alisson releases the ball quickly. Henderson just loses possession but manages to win it back, the captain. And he has the ball now in the centre of midfield but is dispossessed. And it is one back again. This time it's a foul on Jones, and Norwich will have a free kick. FA Cup fifth round here at Anfield. It's a full house, and it's quite the atmosphere today. And here right now, moving forward, are Liverpool with Gomez, who plays it out on the far side. It comes back to Gomez, and Gomez plays it to Kanate, who launches it out onto the far side. Liverpool moving forward now. Oxlade Chamberlain out on this near side to Minamino. Minamino is dispossessed, and the ball is won. It'll be a throw into Liverpool on this near side. Sam Byron hands over the ball there. And Liverpool throwing with Samaskis. Samaskis now, midway in the Norwich City half of the field. Samaskis plays it back to Chamberlain, who coincidentally plays it back to Gomez. Gomez launches the ball forward on the far side. Here's Milner. James Milner now trying to get the ball into the box. And, well, it was too close to the goalkeeper who was looking for Diego Jota. But that was easy for Tim Krul. And he has the ball. 5 minutes gone here at Anfield. Still 0-0. And Tim Krul now. Liverpool, Norwich City rather, attacking the Kop end in their famous yellow and green shirts. Liverpool in their red shirts. And it's a throw into Norwich City, level on the halfway line. Moving forward now is Roop. Roop is dispossessed. And it's played over onto the far side to Lee Muliu, who plays it back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman now, the big German, launches it forward. And that looked to have gone out of play, but he seems to have kept it in play there. And here's Rashita. Rashita plays it back in midfield and across onto the far side to the on-Russian Sam Byron. Sam Byron plays it infield now. And that ball comes back to Roop, and Roop is dispossessed. And Liverpool are breaking forward now. It's Jones. Jones now launches the ball over to Minamino. Minamino has got some space now, but he's being closed down quickly. The chance was just there for him for a moment. And the ball is launched over onto the far side. And it's Jota there, but the ball goes out of play. Minamino dispossessed. The ball goes out of play for a corner kick to Liverpool. So it's the first corner of the game. And this is going to be launched in here. And Jota was looking for it. It come out to Jones. Jones now to Diego Jota. Back to Jones. And that's a long strike there. Good effort by Oxlade Chamberlain, but it just goes wide of Tim Krul's right-hand post. It was a good 25 yards out there, but he just pulled his shot wide, and it'll be a goal kick to Norwich. And it's launched forward there, looking for looking for Placheta, but he's not able to find him. Be a throw in now on this near side, and it's taken quickly and launched forward. Oh, that's a good piece of defending by Milner, intercepting that cross there before it reached Rashita. Good work by Milner, and it's back now with Norwich in their own half. And they have a bit of space now, so they move it forward. It's Gibson. Gibson goes right back to Zimmerman, who goes back to Tim Krul. Calm in his clearance there, and he gets it as far as the halfway line. And picked up in midfield there as Norwich continue to move forward. They really are trying to press this game, and they're doing an excellent job. But it's intercepted in the midfield, and Liverpool are moving forward now with Samikas. Samikas plays it back to the captain Henderson. Henderson back on the halfway line. He plays it in field, and moving forward here is Konate. Konate tries to launch the ball long. That's a good header by Gibson. And it's picked up on this near side now. And oh, there's a wonderful effort! And oh, he just clips the top of the crossbar by Jones. Oh, that was a wonderful effort, and it's the closest we've come to a goal so far. This was picked up by Jones on the edge of the penalty area. He just curled a beautiful effort. Tim Krul wasn't getting anywhere near that, and it just clipped the top of the crossbar. Oh, just grazed it really more than anything else. Oh, excellent effort by Curtis Jones, and a warning shot sent across Norwich City's bow there. And the ball is played forward, looking for Rashika. Rashika now on this far side. He wins it. He's waiting for support. Rashika launches it in the box, and he's looking there for Teemu Pukki, but it is intercepted by Gomez, and it's a throw-in on the far side there now. Dean Smith looks a little nervous. Got a warning there from Liverpool. And here's Gomez now. Gomez to Jones. Konate out on the far side by Oxlade-Chamberlain. He goes back to Konate. Gomez. Jones. Jones looking infield there. Wasn't able to find Samaskis, and Norwich are breaking forward now. Oh, that's an excellent tackle. A fantastic piece of defending by Gomez as Placheta attempted to get away there on the right-hand side, but that was a good tackle. And it actually turns out to be a Liverpool throw-in as well, with Samikas now, who will take the throw-in. Samikas tries to launch it long, and it's flicked on there and by Origi, and it goes out of play for a Norwich City throw-in, which Sam Byron will take on this near side. Attacking the cop end on Norwich in this first half. Sam Byron just kind of stalling right now, stealing a few yards. Goes the ball forward looking for Pukki, but that's intercepted by Gomez and picked up by Samikas, but he was fouled by Teemu Pukki. Teemu Pukki arguing with the linesman there, but to no avail. And Liverpool take the free kick quickly. And it is Milner moving forward now. He's just over the halfway line, and he plays it back to Jordan Henderson. Henderson now. He's got options available to him. He chooses to go to Jones down this left-hand side. And Jones goes back there. Back there to Gomez. Gomez launches it forward, looking for Minamino. Minamino there, just muscled out of the play. That's a good piece of defending by Jean-Neil Lewis for Norwich. But Liverpool have a throw-in level with the Norwich City penalty area, and it's taken quickly. It's back to Gomez. Gomez now. Henderson. Henderson looking for Milner. Milner's got a bit of time here, and he's got support with Minamino with him. But Milner will play it infield back to Gomez and out on the far side to Samikas. And it's launched forward again by Gomez. And the ball is in again by Milner and headed away by Zimmerman. and Liverpool will pick up the ball again in midfield. And launch forward again by Milner. Oh, he's looking for Jota there, but that's an excellent piece of defending by Zimmerman. He takes a hit along the way, and he looks a little bit stunned there. But that's an excellent piece of defending. Gets his head in to head that out of play because that ball was lined up there for Jota. Good piece of defending, but just takes a knock along the way. Looks a bit shook up with that, but it will be a corner to Liverpool on that far side. 13 minutes gone here at Anfield. It's Liverpool 0, Norwich 0. FA Cup 5th round. And the last time these teams met was in the 89-90 season. A 3-1 replay got the job done for Liverpool. And here is Minamino. And oh, there's a little bit of space, and it'll be a corner. It was intercepted as Jones cut inside there. And a good piece of defending by Ben Gibson, the Norwich City captain. And yeah, that was actually, it was a pass by Minamino there. Jones just got in the way there. His cross was blocked, and it'll be a corner on this side taken by Smeekis. Smeekis launches it in, but it's headed away again by Gibson. And it's picked up on the far side there, which is Oxlade-Chamberlain. Chamberlain launches the ball in, and it's picked up there. And a shot by Henderson just goes over the crossbar. Liverpool now have started to take a stranglehold of this game. The first 5 minutes or so, perhaps Norwich was venturing into the Liverpool half and trying to create opportunities, but Liverpool are starting to take a stranglehold on this game. Be a goal kick now for Norwich, which Tim Krul looks like he may go for the short one. Martin Atkinson, our referee. And he's got Stuart Bird and Nick Hopton and the fourth official Mike Dean and John Brooks and Mark Perry in Stockley Park. Krul with the goal kick. Gets it over the halfway line. And the header there by Placheta. He's picked up the ball again. Placheta now got a bit of time. Oh, and it's picked up by Pukki. Pukki's got some space here, and he pulls it wide. Oh, Teemu Pukki, best chance for Norwich so far. Dean Smith knows it. You can see here the ball was almost lost by Placheta, but he wins it again. And he plays it then to Rashika, who then plays in Teemu Pukki, who just pulls his shot wide. Still 0-0 here. And Liverpool now moving forward a ball. That's a foul, but the referee has called it. It was a foul by Norman, and Liverpool will get the free kick, and they'll just take it from completely the wrong position. And they'll move forward again now. Will Liverpool? It's Konate. Konate again. Just going over the Norwich City, crossing into the Norwich City half. A nice little, it was a good idea by Konate, but the Liverpool forwards were not clued into that one. It was looking forward for just a little bit of a chip over the top to Divock Origi. Norwich now breaking forward. This is a good run by Sam Byron, but it's cleared up by Gomez. And it's cleared away by Allison, but Norwich win it back. And it's a nice ball on the far side. The ball is launched into the box here. And all he was looking for Pukki there was Rob, and Pukki just got the ball intercepted from him. But Norwich do continue now, and they lose the ball. And that is a wonderful interception there by Diego Jota, who was then clattered down, and we've got our first yellow card for that challenge. Yes, he just won the ball there, and then he was clattered into. Just can't quite see who that was. It looks like it was Norman, and there was a clatter between the two. We have a yellow card that has been given, and it has gone to, actually it's gone to Sam Byron, so it's not for the tackle itself. It looks like it was for dissent. Okay, so just to let you know that the teams are heading out, back out to St Mary's, and so we are going to rejoin St Mary's now. So I'm going to take you back to our commentary team of Luke Turton. But first, Russ Vernon.
Thank you very much there to Paul James, who will be myself and Paul will be getting ready to fetch you second half coverage as we see a double change for Southampton as Shane Long and Diallo are replaced by Brozier and Stuart Armstrong. So a double change there at the break for Ralph Arson Ootle's side as we wonder to see how this will Southampton will shape up in the second half. Two changes then, no changes to report for West Ham United as Southampton gets off and underway in the second half with West Ham with a throwing over on that far side of the Raddies. Played down the line and is cleared away and Declan Rice gets the ball back. It goes now it's Fornals who has possession into Declan Rice and Declan Rice will play the ball back to Zuma who's getting booed by the Southampton fans and that's a slice from Diop. Zuma's there after Ariloa did very, very well to chest it away with Southampton winning throw. So let's run you through the teams for the start of the second half. It's Caballero in goal for Southampton, Walker Peters, Stevens, Valerie and Perraud, the goal scorer, Smallbone, Ward-Prowse, Stuart Armstrong and Gineppo in midfield. Armstrong and Brozier are the men in attack. On the remaining subs for Southampton are Romeo, Adams, Redmond, Livramento, Walcott, Benarek and the goalkeeper Lewis. As for West Ham, we're yet to make a change in this game so far. It's Ariloa in goal, Dawson, Zuma and Diop at the back, Johnson, Soicek, Rice and Fornals in midfield, Bowen and Lanzini just behind the lone striker of Mikel Antonio on the bench of Vlasic, Ben Rama, Kral, Randolph, Okoflex, Elise, Ekwe, Chesters and Perkins for West Ham United. Andre Mariner is the referee if you're just joining us and it's Adam Armstrong trying to get the ball forward. Smallbone is there and he's ball is from Ward-Prowse towards Brozier. Zuma's there and Zuma knocks it back to Ariloa. Ariloa plays it across there to the path of Dawson who gives the ball away and Stevens winning it back. Now it's Valerie and Valerie will look up and find Stevens and now is with the goal scorer Perraud. Roman Perraud cuts inside to Diallo. It looked like Diallo went off. It looks like it's Musa Gineppo who went off in the end for Stuart Armstrong. The graphics getting that one wrong on the monitors in front of us. So we do apologise for that. And we'll just fetch in Luke Turton to the side of the second half as Diallo plays our ball forward. It's cleared away. Diallo's there again. If Johnson cleared it away, we picked it back up. And now it's Armstrong, Adam Armstrong that is. The shot coming in as we see Southampton will have a battle with Antonio and that was Valerie with Antonio and Rice. Crossfield pass for Johnson. Dawson's there. Dawson gets the ball forward towards Johnson. Perraud's there. And Perraud just does really, really well to tidy up for Southampton into Stuart Armstrong. We'll lose out to Bowen. Lanzini can't get the ball forward. Diallo comes forward away with possession. We'll come to look at this thoughts on the opening start to the second half and what he expects from both sides in the second half is that ball in from Stuart Armstrong was all the way across. And now for a throw to Southampton. We'll just wait for this attack to finish before I fetch Luke in. As Soicek is down with blood pouring from his face there. and we'll have a VAR will be checking on how this injury was sustained. An arm flung back by the other, not intentional from the Southampton man, but Luke Curtis. Good stuff from both teams in the start of the second half. I would say. Not sure. Would you agree with that? And also, Luke, what's your thoughts on how this second half is going to pan out?
I think it started more or less the same as how the first half went, to be honest, end to end. I mean, both sides. I mean, I'm not seeing a clear cut chance yet. I mean, a ball's been flashed across the box just then by from West Ham, but apart from that, nothing really. That was Southampton, not West Ham. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised with the subs. I mean, Gineppo wasn't really on it, and Shane Long looked like he was injured throughout most of the first half. So I can see why he's made those two changes there. Um, and yeah, I mean, the second half, I can probably see West Ham coming back into it, but whether it's after Southampton's second or whether it levels it, I'm not quite so sure at the moment because both sides seem to be as dangerous as each other. But I've been impressed with Smallbone and Parade so far.
Yes, Pro's done very, very well so far for Southampton. Still 0-0 in the game between Liverpool and Norwich to tell you about. Paul James keep you updated with that one. It's still 2-1 to Luton. As Soicek has still got blood pouring from his head as he comes off the field.
Prediction here that he'll come off completely.
That's where Lou reckons he'll come off completely. And that we've gone in the game at Kenilworth Road and it's still Luton Town 2, Chelsea 1 and,
Um,
Lu- and
Russ,
Luton
on
have had to change. I've just noticed Luton changed their goalkeeper on 14 minutes and that's when the goal was scored. It looks like there was an injury to Jed Steer. What was you going to say there, Luke?
I was literally going to say what you've literally just said.
No, it's me. I just noticed that myself as is. Armand Breyer, Roger a couple of ball in. Pass puts the ball in, breaks away and is bowling with the header. Diallo's there, and he breaks for a Southampton throw, which Roman Pro will take into Diallo. Back to Pro, and Southampton just keep possession. That's a wonderful ball into Pro, and Pro's going around the back. Throws the ball back to to Stuart Armstrong. Now comes forward Adam Armstrong. Breaks for James Ward-Prowse! Just goes for goal and he's just wide. He wants a corner there, just James Ward-Prowse. The referee, Andre Mariner, says it's a goal kick. Well, that's a decent effort there from the Southampton captain, Luke Turton.
And it definitely was not a corner. That was a decent shot, but again, I'd still. He's still going kind of into the knee side. I'd try and go kind of across goal with a bit of height. Looks like Suchek's come off for Ben Rama.
Yes, that is correct there, Luke. So your prediction there was going to come off was spot on. Side Ben Rama does replace the stricken Thomas Soicek. So it'll be
You know,
interesting to see how West Ham signal go with this now. Whether for now as we went to the middle alongside Declan Rice or Ben Rama will slot in there. And it looks like Ben Rama it looks like they've may have gone to a three, may have gone with a 5-1-3-1 formation now, West Ham. But
you know when
Diallo flicks the ball on there, comes off the referee, but the referee's had to stop it because even though Southampton are still in possession, and see, struck Mariner on the head, Southampton will get the ball back. So it's still 1-0, 53.5 minutes gone. What have you made to the second half so far, Luke?
yeah, the second half's been good. Do you know when someone comes off with a head injury like Suchek in the FA Cup, does Southampton get an extra change?
It would depend if he's gone down as a concussion substitute as we see this Antonio running towards the penalty area, and then there's cleared by Perot, and there's been a goal at the game between Liverpool and Norwich. We will get to Paul James in a second after this throw, so Paul can tell you all about that as Antonio puts the ball in towards the penalty area, cleared away again as West Ham starting to pile on a bit of pressure in the start of the second half. And we've got another throw for the Hammers, which Fornals will take. He's got Ben Rama for company for choose up. He goes to Declan Rice instead. Back to Fornals. Fornals runs out of plays. The throw to Southampton. 55 minutes, 54 and a bit minutes gone here. Southampton 1, West Ham 0. Let's find out which way that goal has gone by going live to Paul James.
Well, it's come to Liverpool, and not surprisingly, they've dominated the last 20 minutes or so of this game. The ball was crossed in by Jones. Origi was left completely unmarked in the box, and he unselfishly squared it to Minamino, who was left with a drilling the ball past him, Cruel. Very poor defensively from Norwich. That was just giving away goals, to be honest with you, Russ. 1-0.
Thank you. So Liverpool leading by a goal to 0. Luton leading by 2-1. And it is West Ham who are trailing by a goal to 0. Southampton leading by a goal to 0 here. Arsenal beating Aberdeen by a goal to 0. Edinburgh City and St Alsmere drawing 1 apiece. There's some half-time scores there. So St Johnstone 0, Rangers 1. Celtic and St Mirren 0-0. Real Mallorca are losing 1-0 to Real Sociedad from Man City man David Silva with the goal there as Pablo Fornals wins a corner for West Ham. Aston Villa women are losing by a goal to 0 to Everton women. And Nantes and Monaco now drawing 1-1 in the French game there as we corner comes all the way across, blocked again from Perot. And it's behind through yet another corner. Southampton under a bit of pressure here, Luke.
Yeah, Southampton are under a bit of pressure. Just to clarify what I was asking before, Souček's change was not a concussion substitute.
So that as Antonio just said, so over the ball there from that. It was Zuma, in fact, who ended over there from West Ham from the one corner. But so that means then Luke, with Southampton, will not have an extra sub. It will just be that. So when Southampton make their extra, making another sub now, is Walker Peters, who's been replaced by Livramento here, and Livramento is come on for Kyle Walker Peters, and I think Walker Peters has done well, but yet to really create anything for Southampton down that right hand side. So I think that's probably why the change has been made there. Are you surprised that Walker Peters has come off, Luke?
A little bit. I mean, he's not been drastically bad, but at the same time, I think West Ham are getting in on that side, so maybe putting on Livramento, like what he's just done there, he's managed to keep possession. So
yes, and now small balls got the ball in. Sorry, Lucas, the ball comes in towards Adam Armstrong, comes in towards Brozier there, and that's just gone all the way through and out for the throw to West Ham. But that's a wonderful ball in from Smallbone, and that's Brozier almost getting on the aft there. But as you say, Luke, that bit of continuity there, that bit of play from Livramento to set up the attack, and Southampton almost scoring straight away. So that proves like it could be a good substitution. It is Lanzini now for West Ham. For Bowen now. John Bowen coming forward. Wonderful ball in from Bowen. Ball across, is it? By Valerie. Behind for a corner. West Ham up in the ante. But Southampton almost getting a second. So it's good end-to-end stuff at this moment in time. It's still Southampton who are leading by a goal to 0. We'll go back across to Porfi. Another update shortly as this corner comes in from Burning to Zuma, who's in there again. Ball across, and it's turned off from Mikel Antonio. And West Ham United have levelled. Southampton wanting a foul, but it's not been given. And West Ham are back level. It's Southampton 1, West Ham 1. What do you make of that goal there, Luke?
It's a bit of a mess. I mean, I'm not quite sure what Caballero was doing. When he went up for the ball, doesn't really catch it, he more tries to punch it, and it
It looks
falls
like
to.
he's punched. To me, look, it looks like he punched it off a zoomer, breaks for D up, and he pushed the ball back across. And Antonio has scored the equaliser. Chelsea. I can tell people that Chelsea have levelled. It is 2-2 now, thanks to Timo Werner on 68 minutes as Antonio's through, and West Ham could change it around here. Fornals getting up in support. Antonio's still going, but Stevens does really, really well to get back at him and clear the danger. Arsenal women are now 4-0 up against Reading. Stina Blackstenhouse with the goal on 72 minutes there in the WSL to keep you across that one as well. As is Antonio again, the goal scorer for West Ham. And he's set up. Then Diego Yotta's just gone in the book. There's a throw-in being given here. Well, not much happening here. Paul James could tell us why Yotta went into the book there.
Yeah, Jota went to the book for a foul there on Norman, and it's his first real foul, actually. I felt it was a little bit harsh. He went into the back of him, but it wasn't particularly a hard challenge. A bit harsh in my mind. Liverpool still well in control. Norwich are just not able to really get settled in the Liverpool half. Still 1-0.
Thank you, Paul. We'll be back with him for regular updates and a bit of commentary during the second half once our game comes to a conclusion. As it stands at the moment, we will be heading to extra time. If it's into a draw 1-1, like it is now, or 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. If Trevor's listening, 4-4, Trevor, do you reckon? Which, if it is, let's go then. We will have extra time in any of these two matches that we're covering. It is like it's 2-2 in the game between Luton and Chelsea. That game will go to extra time if it is a draw, which will keep you across that from as the ball's in there to us on the Armstrong Marbones. There's West Ham clear, but the offside flag was up very, very late there, and West Ham can breathe a sigh of relief as
You
we.
talk about extra time there, Ross. Last FA Cup game I did went to extra time, so let's just hope that it's not over me being on co-coms again for an FA Cup game.
Let's hope not, look, and let's hope we don't have an FA Cup game where we have to wait for a winner in the 107th minute, like the game last night with Trevor Sports and Chris Wyman. It was 0-0 between Middlesbrough and Tottenham until the 107th minute when Josh Coburn scored for the Championship side to knock out Tottenham Hotspur. And yes, Mike, Arsenal may have got knocked out by the Championship side in normal time. Tottenham, who were very strong with the same side that beat Leeds at the weekend, they got knocked out by a Premier League, by a Championship side in extra time. So if Tottenham are playing this weekend, whoever they got this weekend, that's be good news for you that they've had to go all the way through to extra time. Elsewhere, it's still 2-2 between Luton and Chelsea, still 1-0 between Liverpool and Norwich, and it's still 4-0 to Arsenal women against Reading women, and Aston Villa women are losing by a goal to nil to Everton women in the WSL. And now, here is Johnson for West Ham coming forward. Here's Jared Bowen, Declan Rice. Here's Johnson in there. I almost said Brennan Johnson, the Forest player there. Sorry, Luke, for almost calling your senior players at West Ham United. Declan Rice
Please
gives
don't do
away
that to me,
a free.
Ross.
Declan Rice is giving away a free kick there, and Is Ben Johnson the one at West Ham United? If anyone wondering his first name, as West Ham have gone behind, and West Ham Southampton wanted a penalty against Dawson. Andre Mariner says no. We'll get the thoughts of Luke in a second. I wasn't sure if that was a penalty. Ward-Prowse wins the ball back. Here's Diallo. Stuart Armstrong then. Ward-Prowse again. Adam Armstrong then is a free kick to Southampton. They are looking at the penalty. Luke, what did you make of this?
We need a close up. Hold on, let's look at this. Oh, it's the way he goes down. It really is the way he goes down, I think, doesn't help. He throws himself to the floor. I'm not too sure on that one. Not for me.
They are checking for a possible penalty here. Waiting decision for the penalty here. We have got a goal in the game between Liverpool and Norwich City. Well, wait to see what happens with this VAR decision here. Let's go across to Paul James to find out what's the latest between Liverpool and Norwich at Anfield. Paul.
And it's Minamino at the double, his second goal of this game. Again, some pretty poor defending. The ball was crossed in by Smekis on the far side. It found Minamino on the far side of the penalty area, completely unmarked. His finish was an outstanding one, just struck excellently inside Krul's near post.
Thank you, Paul. So Liverpool with a 2-goal cushion over Norwich City now as Andre Mariner has been told to go across to look at the pitch side monitor, which doesn't normally bode well for a defending side as we watch this, as Andre Mariner watching on the screen here. We're seeing this on the screen as well as he watches here. And he's made up his mind as it looks like he has now. And Andre Mariner points to the penalty spot. It's a penalty to Southampton. Southampton have a penalty. Dawson with the foul on Brozier. And it took a while for Andre Mariner to make his man when he went to the monitor. A yellow card for Dawson here as well. James Ward-Prowse will take this for Southampton as he'll look to put Southampton back in the front, and there's no complaints from Dawson, so he must know, Luke, that he did make a mistake of it there.
It was definitely a tackle that can breed a penalty. I just thought that the reaction on first viewing probably is why Mariner didn't give it, because he kind of threw himself to the floor. But obviously he's seen enough contact to say, well, yeah, that's a penalty. So we'll see if Ward-Prowse can convert it. He's usually reliable from the spot.
Yes, I've just been informed that every penalty he's took this season for James Ward-Prowse, he has scored. Can he continue that feat today? He can! Down the middle! And Southampton retake the lead! What a fantastic penalty straight down the middle. And we lowered Dove to his right-hand side. The Southampton left. But Ward-Prowse straight down the middle has put Southampton 2-1 up against West Ham United. Southampton 2, West Ham 1. Fantastic penalty there, Luke Turton.
I want to see a replay again, because you know, if Areola just stands in the middle of his goal, you probably could catch this. It's a bit fast, but I mean, it is straight down the middle, like you said. So I mean, if you had some bravery about it, you keep yourself down the middle. But I don't know.
Yes, we've had 5 or 6 intruders from the stands come onto the pitch, so there's a delay to the proceedings of after the penalty for Southampton. So I'll wait to see we'll wait for the game to restart. Let's head across to Anfield. Leicester was with Paul James. It was 2-0 to Liverpool. Is that the same there, Paul, or is Norwich got one back?
No, still 2-0, and it's very much a dominant display by Liverpool. Norwich are not getting much of the ball. I mean, they have Pookie now, who's just gone inside the Liverpool penalty area, but again, he's easily dispossessed by Milner. Liverpool have controlled the game. They've had, apart from the 2 goals, they've hit the crossbar, and they've created 1 or 2 other chances as well, forcing Krul into a save. This is pretty one-way traffic so far, Ross. Still 2-0.
Thank you very much there to Paul. James will be back with him very, very shortly with some more
Um,
updates as well. I've
oh,
just seen there's been another goal in the game between Chelsea and Luton, and Chelsea took the lead for the first time in the game thanks to Romelu Lukaku on 78 minutes. It's Luton 2, Chelsea 3 now. In the WSL, Everton women have beaten Aston Villa women by 1-0 in their game this evening. Kilmarnock 1, Wraith Rovers 1 is another latest score in the other match, in one of the other games taking place this evening. We'll keep you across how that one does, how the other games finish up a bit later on. We've also got an update in a non-league game. Bradford Park Cameo taking on Farsley Celtic. Bradford Park Cameo currently leading by a goal to Lewis Knight on 49 minutes in that game against against Farsley Celtic. A friend of mine, Matthew Ingham, on the books at Farsley Celtic, so good luck to them for the second half away at Bradford Park Avenue this evening. So West Ham look like they're going to make another substitution here. We'll wait and see what happens with that. As here is Antonio forward.
oh,
Too much on the pass there from Ben Rama to find Fornals, and Fornals is not happy with the Algerians' pass there, and that was very, very sloppy from Ben Rama there to find Pablo Fornals there, Luke.
I was not happy with that pass either. I was thinking, get the ball out to Fornells, and then the ball goes out towards Fornells, and you're just thinking, not like that. It it was hit at about 40 mile an hour. The quickest player in the world's not going to go on the end of that one.
Yes, as Rice loses out to Ward-Prowse, Adam Armstrong can't take it in his stride, and Zuma won the ball back. And now Dawson, who gave away that penalty, which saw Southampton retain the lead. And is now a wonderful, wonderful ball through. And now Ben Rama plays a wonderful ball and to Johnson, and now it's found Fornals. And now Declan Rice. Declan Rice will look up and he'll switch the play looking for Benjamin Johnson. And that ball in towards the penalty area. And Jan Valery will clear away downfield and out for a throw to West Ham. Declan Rice running across to get the ball so West Ham can move quickly and keep in possession and keep moving the ball quicker. Declan Rice switches to Ben Johnson, but that ball bounces just over Ben Johnson's foot, so he can't bring it under control. Also bounces over Stuart Armstrong. He's out of play for a throw there to Southampton. Kevin Nolan giving instructions there to one of the West Ham substitutes who are about to come on. As here is it's a Diop. To find Pablo Fornals, and Pablo Fornals will look to get the ball forward, but it's blocked off by Livramento well. And Livramento gets back at Pablo Fornals. He finds Ben Rama, but Valerie was there to at him. It's Rice now to Dawson, who spins on the ball and somehow manages to keep it without slipping over. Like he was going to slip over on the ball there, but small ball in a Declan Rice, and Declan Rice has been able to be got at the moment as Armstrong gets the ball almost got the ball, but it's cleared forward by Dawson, and he runs out of play for a throw in to Southampton, and Southampton will look to come forward. In Southampton, with about 15 minutes left to play, Luke, leading by 2 goals to 1. We'll see about the first half in a moment as West Ham almost got 4. He's out of play for a throw to West Ham. There's going to be a substitution for West Ham here, and we'll see Nikola Vlasic has come on, and it's Pablo Fornals who is the man who has gone off there. So be interesting there. But with about 15 minutes left to play, Luke, what's what's been your thoughts on the match this evening?
It's been a pretty decent match, to be honest. I mean, both sides have given a really good go to it, and there's been chances for both sides. I mean, we saw an amazing goal in the first half, and then a very kind of sloppy goal from Southampton's point of view for West Ham, then a brilliant penalty from Ward-Prowse. So, I mean, yeah, the overall it's been a decent game, and it's not done yet. So I can still see another goal in this yet.
Yes, and I wonder which way that will come. We've got the thoughts of Paul James from the game, which he's watching first in a moment or so, as we see Stuart Armstrong bring the ball away for Southampton. Here's Smallbone. Back it goes now to Livramento. Into Ward-Prowse, and back to Livramento. And now it's with Valerie. Livramento once more, and he'll play the ball forward. Good bit of movement from Diop to win the ball back, but he's giving it away to Ward-Prowse, who knocks the ball down the line to Adam Armstrong, who flicks it out to Smallbone, but Zuma gets there first, and a fantastic challenge from Kurt Zuma. And while West Ham are just coming up towards halfway, and just pass, while Southampton have got the ball back. Let's find out what's the first half been like, where in the game between Liverpool and Norwich. Luke, it's Paul James who's got the action for us.
Thank you, Russ. Yes, Norwich started very well in the first half. They started trying to make ground inside the Liverpool penalty area, but wasn't really able to create much. And Liverpool, as the game has gone on, has completely taken over. They've had opportunities that have hit the crossbar. Primarily, I think Gomez was the one that struck the shot that hit the top of the crossbar. They've had opportunities from in and outside the penalty area. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain struck a shot just wide. Both goals were really poor defending, and both goals from Minamino. One that was on the other side of the penalty area that was struck past the goalkeeper. And the other one, the first one was more of a pass from Divock Origi, which led him in there to place the shot into the net. The other one was a cross on the far side from Smeekis that was drilled into the goalkeeper's near post. The only real chance for Norwich has fallen from Rashica from a giveaway from Gomez, but his shot was struck wide. So Liverpool in complete control here, 2-0 up at half-time.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. We'll get the thoughts of him throughout the second half, plus we'll go and get some commentary for him in the second. As soon as this game is finished here, there's a stoppage in play as Brozier is down after getting a ball into the face from Johnson. Redmond is about to come on for Southampton. I wonder if it'll be for Smallbone, who we've had to say has done really, really well this evening. As his say Benrahma puts the ball across. It's cleared away. Here's Diop. Gets the ball back forward into Nikola Vlasic. Sets up Manuel Lanzini. Declan Rice is there. Vlasic again loses out as Valerie sets the charge going up towards Broya, who gives Ocon going in, that's Lanzini with the ball over the top, looking for Antonio, and he runs into the arms, gratefully there, of Willie Caballero. With about 10 minutes left to play, looking at about 5 minutes or so, I'll be asking for your player of the match. So if you get your thinking caps on, and we'll get your player of the match between Southampton and West Ham. So we'll get that in a second. Substitution for Southampton sees Will Smallbone be replaced by Nathan Redmond, and Smallbone I would think was probably going to be one of your contenders for player of the match. He's being replaced and he's done fairly well this evening, hasn't he, Luke?
Oh, he's done tremendously well. I mean, I've been impressed with Smallbone all night. I mean, he just made Southampton tick in the first half, and then the second half, he has faded a little bit, so I can see why Hasenhüttl's taking him off, but I'd like to have seen probably somebody else come off and leave Smallbone on for it for the 90 minutes, but maybe he's just run out of gas.
Yes, he may have just run out of breath or gas, and Southampton needed a bit of fresh legs in there. There's Soucek with a cut just above his eye, as you can see. There was a very nasty clash there earlier on when Soucek had to go off for Ben Rama, and Southampton against West Ham sees the Saints lead by 2-1 with when about 10 minutes or just under left to play. As Declan Rice's ball looking for Ben Johnson, runs out of play for a goal, for a throw-in, as we see the
Rice has
game
tried that ball.
unfolding. Yeah, go on, Luke, what are you saying?
Rice has tried to play that ball out to Johnson 3 times, and it's not made it any of the 3 times he's played it.
Yes, and Celtic are 1-0 up against St Mirren. Cameron Carter-Vickers with the goal there. Orts 2, Aberdeen 0 is another latest score in the Scottish Premiership. In the women's WSL, it's finished Arsenal 4, Reading 0, as Brozier is down again holding his head. As we see what happens here is
Ooh.
looks like Johnson was thought he was in a boxing ring there with a simple right hook on Brozier, and he's having to receive some treatment there. What did you make of that incident, Luke?
I'm very surprised he's still on the field after that. That's, like you said, that's like in a boxing ring. I'm surprised VAR aren't looking at that.
I'm not sure, Luke, if VAR can get involved unless the ref. I don't think VAR can get involved
But
unless
it's
the referee
violent
books him.
conduct, though. They look at violent conduct things, don't they?
And yes, you can see that clear punch.
I mean, VAR can look at, especially clear and obvious mistakes that the ref has not seen, so sure, that's got to be looked at. It probably won't because it's VAR, but I think it should be looked at, that one. It's
Yes,
not been
Brozier back onto his feet, and he's been allowed to come back on in a moment. And that ball's not back to Willie Caballero, can clear long. Diop loses out to Stuart Armstrong. Lanzini gets the ball forward and is Vlasic. And it's still Southampton 2, West Ham United 1. And that's another crossfield pass looking for Ben Johnson. This time from Diop. No, this time it was from Zuma. And he gives the ball away. So it's no Declan Rice this time. Lucas gave possession away from a long switch. This time it's Zuma who's trying that in. So it's not just the England international Declan Rice who does them sort of passes.
the understanding obviously isn't there between the team and Ben Johnson as to what the actual idea is.
Yes, and West Ham have just won a free kick there, foul on Jared Bowen, and the referee wants to book Perot there for that challenge, and that's why he stopped West Ham from taking the free kick quickly so he could book the Southampton left back. Diop gets the ball forward. Here's Valerie. Valerie clears the ball forward, and Adam Armstrong's against Zuma. And Zuma just does enough, but Adam Armstrong's there. Here's Stuart Armstrong. Broya now. Tino Livramento. Good bit of play into all props. Back to Livramento. And Livramento goes back to Stevens. Stevens plays the ball out to Roman Pro. Now in to Redmond. Back to Stevens. And now it's Redmond again. Lovely one from Redmond. Redmond goes for goal! Just a fantastic stop away from being 3-1 there. And that's a fantastic save from Ariloa. And what a save there, Luke Turton.
Brilliant save. That was an absolutely amazing save from Ariola there. Redmond just takes it on, hits a shot. Wow, what a save.
Fantastic save as we go towards the fan. After this corner, Luke, we'll ask you for your player of the match. So let's get that in a minute from you. As that corner comes in from World Press, punched away by Ariloa. Ball back in from Redmond. Stuart Armstrong. Diallo loses out, and Declan Rice can try and break away for West Ham. Diallo pulls him down, and that's going to be a foul and a booking for Diallo. And that's he had to tier one for the team there, as the saying goes. And we've got full-time score through from the Luton game against Chelsea, and it's finished Luton Town 2, Chelsea 3. Chelsea march on in the FA Cup. And Luke, who is your player of the match this evening, sponsored by the commentary services?
I'm gonna go for Parod.
Have you gone through Roman Perot?
Yeah.
Why have you gone for him, Luke?
Oh, because not only has he scored that brilliant goal, but he's also looked pretty decent on that side. I mean, it's a toss-up between him and Will Smallbone, but I think Parod just edges it more for the fact that he's done a lot more in the game, I think.
Yes, sir. The Southampton left back and scorer of the first, Roman Perot, has been given the player of the match, sponsored by commentary services this evening. So fantastic choice there. It was between him and Will Smallbone, as Luke has just rightly pointed out there. But Roman Perot is the player of the match, as West Ham will try and come forward as Bowen finds Declan Rice, who took the game against Kidderminster to extra time with a late goal. Can he do that again here? As the ball is in towards Antonio Stevens, gets out of there, comes up, Caballero punched it behind, and he had to get that there, Caballero, and he's behind for a corner. Antonio putting him under pressure. So good defending there from the Southampton goalkeeper. Jared Bowen with a corner. It was Dawson, and a fantastic save from Willie Caballero to keep Southampton in this. What a save there, Luke.
Yeah, I actually thought that was going to go in for a minute from, is it Rice?
Dawson.
Dawson, yeah.
Yeah. Free kick again. Corner came in again. And comes out to save Ben Rahman. He blazes it over. And will that be the chance for West Ham to get back into it? The header there from Dawson, fantastic save by Willie Caballero, and then the header, and then the volley from Ben Ram on the edge of the box, blazed over the bar there. Southampton 2, West Ham 1. We're into the final minute of the 90, so that could have been the last chance saloon there for West Ham. This is the fantastic save from Caballero to deny Dawson. As now Diallo is replaced, and he is replaced by Oriol Romeu, who's come on with 30 seconds of the 90 left to play, and he's scored a fantastic goal at St Mary's against Friday of no against Norwich for Southampton. As we have just been told how many minutes we're going to have at the end of this game, and we'll tell you that in a second. Luke, don't try to guess how many minutes we're going to have.
3.
I've been told we've got a minimum of 7 added minutes at the end of this first half. And that's probably due to the injury to Soychek, Royer when he was down with him in treatment for the head injuries, the substitutions of the couple of players that's come on. So I think that's probably the reason why we've had that long, how many minutes of stoppage time. So Southampton have got 6.5 minutes left of added time to hold on to go through against West Ham. Second half underway between Liverpool and Norwich. 2-0 Liverpool is the scoreline. Paul James will keep you up to date with some of the updates in a couple of minutes or so, and then commentary till the conclusion of the game at Anfield. So you'll bonus commentary for you this evening if you want to stay with us, as our ball is flicked across there to Benjamin Johnson. Lanzini now for Declan Rice. Lanzini, Ben Rama puts the ball in looking for Antonio's cleared away in there. Dawson puts the ball back forward. Adam Armstrong's in there. He's out for a throw to West Ham. And West Ham piling on the pressure towards the end of this game as Dawson finds Rice. Rice again under pressure from Royer. And Rice gets the foot for Ben Johnson, but he's given away now. Still have to get back to do defending the Southampton will push forward. Adam Armstrong can't throw the ball on towards Stewart, towards Redmond, and his striker up there alongside him, Royer. Good game. This is Diop. Finds Rice. Ben Rama again. And he goes out of play for a throw to West Ham. 2.5 minutes of the 7 gone. And he's still 2-1 to Southampton. West Ham appealing for an handball, nothing given. It was against Stevens. And now 18,000, I think about 18,000 who's in attendance there. Liverpool and Norwich make a sub at half time. Jones off for Elliott for Liverpool. Paeta off for Sargent for Norwich. Liverpool leading by 2-0. We've had about a few minutes gone of the second half. It's down the line for Broyer. And Broyer's taking on Zuma. Oh, and Broyer! He sealed it! Southampton have won by 3-1. Surely West Ham can't come by now. And what a fantastic cup tie we've had this evening. Southampton have given everything, and Manjabroya makes it by 3 goals to 1. What about that, Luke? Good goal, that.
Again, an amazing goal from Southampton. I mean, Broya there tricks it into the spot and then just bends it into the corner. It's just brilliant. I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of Areola, so it probably just shows there, but decent goal. I mean, brilliant goal.
Yes, superb goal there to see that unfold. And that was a superb goal there. We've just seen the replay of that goal with about 2 minutes left to play here. Southampton leading 3-1 against West Ham. Let's see about the opening early exchange of the second half between Liverpool and Norwich. Here's Paul James.
Thanks, Russ. Yeah, Henderson's just been booked for a professional foul. Norwich started off the second half again quite well, but they've not been able to really create anything. The final ball just hasn't been there. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has just hit the post from outside the penalty area, but still 2-0.
Thank you there, Paul. We'll be with Paul very shortly for the second half coverage of that one once this game is finished in around about in a few moments' time, as we've got 90 seconds left here for Southampton to keep hold of the ball and go through. Stuart Armstrong plays the ball forward. He's Rice giving the ball away. Here's Brewer. Now Poor, the scorer of the first goal for Southampton, who've sent them on their way. And we'll go to Luke in a second for his final thoughts before we go to the game at Anfield with Paul James. And Livermento gets the ball through. Adam Armstrong, who just takes it to the corner and does really, really well to hold up the ball. And Stuart Armstrong helps out there and is out for a goal kick to West Ham. And West Ham have been, from my perspective, very, very sluggish and everything there. Well, Luke, with about 30 seconds left of the game to play, what have you made to the performance from both sides tonight in this game of St Mary's?
Southampton have been brilliant. I mean, they've looked at weaknesses of West Ham and penetrated that. I mean, it helps that Pavard scored in the first half, and then I mean to get pegged back from the sloppy defending was probably one of the only downside to the evening for Ralph Hasenhüttl. But the penalty was executed brilliant, and then that goal from Broja was amazing. So I mean, Southampton were amazing, and West Ham just weren't. The amount of chance they had in the first half and didn't take them, I think that just gives another lesson. And don't take your chances, you get punished.
Yes, absolutely. In Southampton, the full-time whistle has gone while Lou was giving his reaction there. Southampton have knocked out West Ham by 3 goals to 1. A fantastic performance from Southampton in the end, and a job well done. Luke, thank you very much for joining us this evening up. We'll have you back on the channel very, very shortly. So a big thank you there to you, Luke. We'll get
Nice.
back. We'll have you back on again very, very shortly. Now, time for me to hand over for remaining of this game at Anfield in the second half. And he's over to match commentator Paul James.
Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Luke. The ball just flew across in the penalty area from a James Milner cross. Diego Jota, just moments before you joined us, Russ, was struck a shot against Zimmerman's arm. Now, this particular shot actually wasn't Zimmerman, it was Gibson. He had his arm in a natural position by his side, so there has been no talk of it going to VAR. So I'll give you the two sides here in just a moment. Harvey Elliott has the ball in the middle of the field, and he gets it back off Canate. Elliott launches the ball forward. He's just looking there for Smeekis on the far side, but he's not able to find it. But they do pick up the ball again. And again, it's dispossessed by the tackle by Gibson. Sargent just flicks the ball infield looking for Pookie, but that's intercepted by Gomez. Liverpool now got a hold of the ball right on the far side. Henderson just plays it back there to Gomez. Careful play by and patient play by Liverpool, really. Canate infield again, now to Henderson. Henderson to Elliott. Elliott does a quick 1-2 there with Minamino. He's got the ball back. Elliott. And he's just trying to pull the ball back there, and he finds Henderson, and a good piece of defending by Gibson. Gets his head in the way. Krul may have had it covered anyway. And it goes back to Canate. So back to Alisson. Let's pull up the Liverpool team. Alisson, Smeekis, Gomez, Canate, and Milner at the back. Elliott has replaced Jones, Henderson, and Oxlade-Chamberlain with Diogo Jota, Divock Origi, and Minamino for making up that 11. We'll give you the Norwich side in just a moment. There's Jota on the far side, and Jota gets the ball back off Smeekis there, and it comes off Sam Byron. It's going to be a corner to Liverpool. They're attacking the Kop end in the second half. 10 minutes gone. Liverpool 2, Norwich 0. And Liverpool, it has to be said, in total control of this Kop tie. Now the corner will be taken by Smeekis. And he's just going to outswing that one. And it's flicked away what looked like there's Sam Byron, but it's gone to Elliott. And here's Minamino on the hat-trick. Decides to go for the cross, looking for Divock Origi, but it's headed out of play by the captain, Ben Gibson. That should be another corner to Liverpool. And you'll see here, Elliott just plays it there to Minamino. Takes the unselfish route. Nice pass across. Looks like actually it grazed ahead of Sam Byron, but we'll just see here. No, it is in fact a goal kick. So let's take a look at the Norwich side with Tim Krul in goal, Sam Byron, Christoph Zimmerman, Ben Gibson, and Giannoulis at the back. Roop, Norman, and Lee Milou in the midfield. Placheta has been replaced by Josh Sargent up front, with Timo Pukki and Rashika making up the 11 for Norwich, and they have a throw inside their own half now. And that is flicked on by Norman, but it comes back again, and it's intercepted, this time by Elliott, and looking to just sneak in there at the back was Diego Jota, but that was intercepted by Zimmerman. Norwich now with possession, moving forward. Just pushed on there by Lee Milou, but it just was intercepted by Liverpool. And it goes all the way back to Tim Krul. Norwich will start again at the back. It's Gibson. Flicked over onto the far side by Lee Milou. On that side is Sam Byron. Josh Sargent coming back to pick it up, but he is dispossessed. And that is a foul, and Josh Sargent will go into the book. And that is a clear professional foul. He'd lost the ball there. Looks like he was intercepted. And it looked like it was Milner, actually, who he fouled. But nevertheless, Sargent will go into the book. And it'll be a free kick to Liverpool. Well, a good 40 yards out. Henderson, Smeekis is over it as well, and so is I want to say that's Milner. It's Smeekis, in fact, crosses the ball in there looking for Origi, but headed away and headed behind by Rupp. That perhaps wasn't the smartest thing. He had a lot of time there, but seemed to have invited more pressure now on this Norwich defence. And it'll be Smeekis with the corner on the far side. Swung in. Those couple of plays he was looking for went all the way out to Harvey Elliott, who tries a shot. It's a good effort, but it's right into the midriff of Tim Krul. And despite it being 2-0 and his team being 2-0 down, he might just want to calm things down a little bit here. And he's a little bit patient there with relieving the ball to Christoph Zimmerman. And Zimmerman launches it forward, but it is intercepted, and Liverpool come forward again. And here's Elliott now. Elliott's got a bit of time. Milner, and he's just caught short there, and that'll be a free kick surely. Milner, the foul there on Giannoulis on the far side. It was a foul. It was a tackle from behind. I don't know why Milner's complaining. So it'll be a free kick to Norwich. We have another substitution now, and it is Tyler Morton coming on for Liverpool. We're just going to have a look. Is Henderson coming off? He hands the captain's armband to James Milner. So Tyler Morton coming on, Jordan Henderson coming off. So perhaps an opportunity here for Jurgen Klopp to give some time to some of his youngsters. And here is a very, very talented midfielder, Tyler Morton, coming on now. Half an hour left in this cup tie. FA Cup 5th round. Liverpool 2, Norwich City 0. The free kick is actually almost level with the 6-yard box for Norwich there. And looks like the free kick's going to be taken there by the goalkeeper Tim Krul, who launches it forward, and it's headed out of play. And throw into Norwich to be taken by Giannoulis. Looks like Norwich has made a substitution as well. And just getting a look at the guy that's come on. It is Jonathan Rowe that has come on, the American. And I'm just not quite sure who's come off. But Jonathan Rowe is in fact on. And we'll just try and get an idea about the player that's come off in a moment. Here's Giannoulis, played infield, and it's picked up there, and the ball is out of play. And it'll be a throw-in taken quickly by Gibson. So Jonathan Rowe is on for Milit Rashica. So Milit Rashica has gone off for Norwich, and Jonathan Rowe, the American. Billy Gilmore has also come on for Mateus Numa. So Billy Gilmore is on for Mateus Norman. And Kieran Dowell has also just come on now for Teemu Pukki. And the cross comes in, and it's just headed wide by Josh Sargent. So Kieran Dowell is on for Teemu Pukki, who is now off as well. So the cross came in there from Giannoulis, and Josh Sargent, probably Norwich's best chance of the game so far. And the ball is picked up now on the far side by Smeekis for Liverpool as he moves forward. And it's Divock Origi over there on the far side as well, trying to win the ball back. And it's just cleared aimlessly by Sam Byron. And it's back with Konate for Liverpool. Konate out on this side to Milner, who's now wearing the captain's armband. He goes back to Konate. Konate launches forward on the far side there, and it's Jota who plays it back there to Smeekis, but Smeekis loses it. And it's picked up again by Smeekis, who goes all the way back to Gomez. Gomez to Konate. Konate infield to Elliott. Elliott dispossessed. And moving forward now with the ball is Roop. Roop plays it back there to Gibson. Gibson over on the far side to Giannoulis, and that was flicked on by Jonathan Rowe. And Norwich just having a small sustained period of possession. Having said that, it's intercepted by Elliott, and now the ball is moved forward with Minamino. Minamino holding the ball up, just shielding it, and oh, it's a lazy ball, not able to reach Elliott, and intercepted by Zimmerman and cleared forward. Picking up the ball here is Kanate. Kanate back to Gomez. And Kanate goes back to Allison. Allison just holding onto the ball for a moment and then launching it forward. And on the far side is Smikis, and he plays the ball infield. And Divock Origi now has it. Divock Origi out on the far side to Elliott. Elliott, the ball into the box is not a good one. It's cleared away by Gibson, but it comes back to Origi and he loses possession. And it's cleared out of play. Be a throw into Liverpool. Still 2-0. 25 minutes left in this one. Jurgen Klopp looks a much more relaxed state of mind right now. And the ball is launched over onto the far side by Gomez. And it's Smikis who plays it back to Gomez. Gomez now. Got a bit of space on this side. It's Milner. Elliott plays it back to Milner. Such control, possession by Liverpool. There's so much in control of this game. Kanate does a 1-2 with Tyler Morton. And it is gone to Milner, who in turn puts it back to Allison. And Kanate now has it. And Allison goes back. Harvey Elliott inside his own penalty area. Plays the ball forward. It's flicked on to Divock Origi, but that is a good interception by Gibson. And the ball is launched forward. And Gomez plays it back. And it is still now with Liverpool. Kanate. Kanate out to Milner. Milner. Minamino. Back with Tyler Morton to Milner and back to Kanate. Liverpool just keeping possession now, making Norwich doing all the running. Here's Smikis. Just stumbles over the ball and loses it. But it's in turn given away by Josh Sargent. And the ball is launched forward. And Giannoulis goes back to Krul. And Giannoulis just kind of gives the ball away. That wasn't the best pass, and Tyler Morton picks it up now. Tyler Morton, it's a lack of control by Minamino, and the ball goes back to the Norwich defence. And Josh Sargent now has the ball under pressure from Gomez, and it's pushed out of play. And as if things can't get bad enough for Norwich, look who that is warming up, Sadio Mane. So that's really the last thing Norwich City want to see right now. But he's having a pretty steady warm-up there, so we may see him before the end of the game. Here's Milner. And just gets the ball back off Minamino. And Minamino gets it back to Kanate. Well, Liverpool very much in control of this game. They have been pretty much from start to finish. They've just been very patient. Possession. And the ball is launched into the box there by Harvey Elliott with the flick on, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was looking to get on the end of that to get his name on the score sheet, but it just goes through to Tim Krul. And Tim Krul is in himself no immediate hurry. Giannoulis now for Norwich. Plays the ball back to Ben Gibson, who just puts his foot through it. No messing about there. But it's picked up again in midfield by Smikis and Oxlade-Chamberlain now. Oxlade-Chamberlain, nice pass out onto the far side to Minamino, who's on a hat-trick. And the ball goes across to Elliott. And there's a free header on the far side by Jota. That should have been 3-0. Oh, he knows it. Oh, right on the back post there. It was an excellent ball into the box here by Harvey Elliott. Just right there on the back post. A free header. You expect Diego Jota to do better with that. Should have at least hit the target. Still 2-0. Be a goal kick to Norwich. And 21 minutes left in this one. And Tim Krul now will launch the ball downfield. Again, not in any real great hurry. He launched it left-footed downfield, and flicked on by Sargent. Chasing that one is Jonathan Rowe, but Gomez is there ahead of Jonathan Rowe. And there's 20 minutes left. A goal back for Norwich will put the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit. So I'm rather surprised at the alacrity in Tim Krul and in some of the Norwich players as well. Really, it's almost as if they've given up on this one. 2-0 is a funny scoreline, and it's not out of the question to get back into it. And it's flicked forward there now, looking for Roop on the far side, but it's cleared up by Smekis, and it goes back to Allison. Allison plays it out to Milner. Elliott there. Oh, the tackle from behind. Surely that's a foul. The referee says no, and the game continues. And here's Divock Origi. Great strength by Divock Origi there, but great persistence as well by Sam Byron. That's a good tackle, and he comes away with the ball now. And unfortunately, that ball just goes out of play for a throw into Liverpool. Well, Liverpool's pass contingent is 542 to Norwich's 274. Gives you an idea just how one-sided this game has been. And here's Milner now. Milner launches it forward, looking for Origi. Good strength by Origi, managing to hold off the defender there, but his ball was just a ways away from Harvey Elliott. Picked up by Gilmore, who plays it to Byram. Infield to Roop. Roop goes back to Zimmerman. Gibson. And back to Giannoulis. And to Gibson. Gibson back to Giannoulis. Giannoulis infield. Definitely looking for Billy Gilmore there. Not able to find him. He seemed to have just lost control of possession there. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain just inside the Liverpool half. Oxlade-Chamberlain to Konate. And to Morton. Back to Konate. And infield to Morton. Morton plays it out on a good ball on the far side to Milner. Milner now. Infield to Minamino. Morton again. Liverpool just steady with the possession right now. They're just making Norwich do all the running. This is turning out to be a very torrid afternoon for Norwich. Just chasing the ball here. They're not able to get it back. They will now, because that was an aimless ball by Oxlade-Chamberlain that just sailed out of play and behind for a goal kick. Tim Krul. Minamino, who's just been an absolute pain for Norwich down on that right-hand side all the way through the game, and he's taken advantage of both goals. And there's a long ball there now, just hunting for Jonathan Rowe. Jonathan Rowe's got a bit of strength, and he's trying to get behind Konate, but Konate, he's done an excellent job in muscling out Jonathan Rowe. In fact, the referee may have given a foul there. And it'll be a free kick to Liverpool inside their own penalty area. But you can see Jonathan Rowe there just trying to struggle with Konate. In fact, he brought down the Liverpool defender there. And Liverpool now will break forward. And here's Gomez. And just plays it to Konate. Konate now. Out to Smekis. Back to Gomez. Gomez plays a long diagonal ball across to Milner. It just bounces over him, but he does keep it in play. And Milner goes back to Konate. Morton. And back to Konate. Right now it's Liverpool just keeping the possession. They're not really attempting to penetrate the Norwich defence. They're just maintaining possession, passing the ball around very, very well. There's Minamino. He is on a hat-trick. And Minamino plays it inside to Jota. Jota to Origi. Patient build-up by Liverpool. And he's dispossessed, is Origi, by Sam Byron. And Byron now coming forward. Byron on the far side plays it back. Infield to Zimmerman. Zimmerman goes all the way back to Tim Krul. And it's a long ball, but it's headed by Konate. Morton goes up to try to win it, but he's not able to do so. And it's picked up by Billy Gilmore back to Zimmerman. Janulis. Gilmore. Back to Janulis, who again involves Gilmore. Gilmore, nice pass to Rowe. And the ball goes over the top there. Just looking for Dowell, but he's unable to find him. It's a good interception by Gomez. Throw into Norwich, taken by Rowe. Played infield here to Roop. Roop's ball is a poor one. I think he attempted there to connect with Sargent, but Sargent just was not on the same wavelength, and it just goes through to Allison. And moving forward now is Liverpool with James Milner across the halfway line to Morton. Morton plays it back. And again, Liverpool this is almost like a practice match for Liverpool. Just keeping possession, playing the ball back to their own, back to Gomez and Konate. And they're just spraying the ball around here with ease. And Smeekis goes back to Gomez. And this is really all Liverpool are doing right now. And Norwich have no answer to this at all. And here's Elliott. Elliott there gives the ball away. And it's played forward to Josh Sargent. He's got support up with him. What can he do with it? Sargent infield to Roop. Roop will have the shot and he scores! Oh, he won back for Norwich. And this cup tie is alive. And it was an excellent strike from outside the penalty area. The ball was an excellent one from Josh Sargent. Just slipped into Roop. And Roop struck the ball past Allison. It's a goal back, and with 14 minutes left to play, who knows? This was a beautiful shot. And Allison, I think, was unsighted as well. He seemed to be unsighted there. I think, yes, it was Gomez that just left Allison a little bit unsighted there. But Roop there, the shot was a decent one. Beat Allison on his right-hand side. And Liverpool now lead by 2-1. And the goal by Lucas Roop is the difference maker. And there's going to be a substitution here now. And I think Roop is coming off. We'll just take a look here. I just can't quite tell. The player coming on, I'm just not quite sure who the player coming on is. We'll get that information for you. Actually, it looks like it's not Roop that's come off. We'll just take a look here. We'll just try and figure this out. I just couldn't quite see who that was that has come on. Yeah, here we go. It's Lucas Roop actually that has come off, and Kenny McLean has come on. So he comes off despite scoring, and Liverpool now will move forward. Kenny McLean has come on. Will probably take up Lucas Roop's position. It's a like-for-like swap. And with 12 minutes left to go, the goal scorer has been taken off directly after scoring the goal. And instead, Kenny McLean is now on for Norwich. Not sure I understand that substitution, but there it is. And Gomez now has it for Liverpool. Liverpool plays it out to Milner, and again, Liverpool now may just want to be a bit more careful with this style of play, this lackadaisical style of play. I mean, okay, they're keeping possession, they're doing very well, but they got punished there, and they have to be careful. There is still 12 minutes left on this game, and Liverpool need to stay switched on. Allison plays the ball out to Smeekis. Smeekis now. And he's got a bit of time, but he is dispossessed as well. And Josh Sargent there is also dispossessed. And Harvey Elliott now has got a bit of space in front of him. He's got Minamino. Minamino now. Cutting inside. Minamino, he's on a hat-trick. Oh, and he wanted to play it back to Jota, but Jota slipped at the crucial moment. But it's still Divock Origi now. Divock Origi to Smeekis. and that is picked up in the midfield by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Chamberlain back to Tyler Morton. So unfortunate for Diogo Jota. He had a clear shot on goal there and just slipped at the crucial time. And it's picked up by Elliott now, who plays it inside to Milner. Milner gets the ball back off Elliott, and it's back with Elliott now. And Origi plays Elliott in there, but a fine challenge. A fine challenge by Giannoulis. He goes down. It'll be a corner to Liverpool. But that is an excellent tackle there, just as Elliott was getting inside. And you can see it again. It's a nice pass by Divock Origi. And Elliott was for going in there, but a fine challenge by Giannoulis, who looks like he's suffering from cramp there. And this will be Liverpool's 11th corner. Norwich has not had anything in terms of the corner count, but it's 11 corners here for Liverpool. One of which, of course, produced the second goal. But this has been a very dominant display by Liverpool. But I stress again, there's only one goal in this. And Giannoulis is just getting some treatment for cramp right now. And Sadio Mane is just... he's still warming up. It looks like he's getting stripped off there, though. He may well be coming on. And Liverpool may be looking to make a double substitution of their own very shortly. And we got a corner to Liverpool on this near side, which will be taken by Milner. James Milner will outswing this one, but it's a poor one. It's a very poor corner that's flicked and headed away by Giannoulis, but it's back to Harvey Elliott, whose ball into the box is cleared out by the skipper Gibson, which again is a very poor ball into the box. Perhaps we're seeing some tiredness now from both of these teams. And with only a goal in it, mistakes are there to be made. You throw into Liverpool. And yeah, it looks like they are going to be making another substitution. Just not quite sure who is down on that side getting the instructions. The Liverpool fans are not quite as noisy right now. There's perhaps just a little bit of concern that Norwich could still get back in this. Rowe is fouled there, surely. Yes, a foul by Morton. No doubt about that. Just slammed into the back of the American there. And it'll be a free kick to Norwich, which will be taken by Billy Gilmour. And just a hopeful glance there by Dean Smith. 8 minutes left in this one, and Billy Gilmour now has a free kick. It's a high line by Liverpool. And Gilmour launches the ball into the box, but it avoids everybody. And Alisson just picks it up easily, and he will take his time now with that. Alisson throws it out to Smeekis. Smeekis infield to Jota. Jota goes all the way back to Gomez. And there's just no real press from Norwich. They're only a goal behind, but there's no real press from Norwich. Certainly Gomez and Konate have way too much time on the ball. And they have now finally won the ball back, and there's an opportunity here. Oh, and Gilmour, they tried to play Gilmour in, but the ball just evaded him. Well, it was played in, and the ball itself was just away from Gilmour. Unfortunate there. And we've got two coming on now. Sadio Mane is coming on. So Diogo Jota is coming off for Sadio Mane. So that's a like-for-like substitute. And also Divock Origi is coming off as well. So Jota's coming off and Origi are coming off. And if I can just get a look at the substitute. The other substitute coming on is Luis Diaz, who is coming on. Luis Diaz has come on actually for Diogo Jota. And Sadio Mane has come on for Divock Origi. So it'll be a goal kick, which Alisson will take. And it's easily won there by Zimmerman. And It's picked up on this near side by Rowe. Rowe now has a chance to run at the Liverpool defence. Rowe has some space here. He gets a shot away. And it's a fine save actually by Alisson. Oh, that was nearly 2-2. Rowe just got inside the Liverpool defence. He beats Milner here and just gets enough space for a shot away. And that's actually a fine save by Alisson. Yes, good save by the goalkeeper. But Jonathan Rowe close there to tying things up. And the corner comes in and the header is just hooked away there by Gomez. And Norwich now trying to just create something, to push something, to force the issue. The ball goes out of play by Dowell. And the yellow card has been flashed at Dowell. I'm not quite exactly sure what for. But yes, it's a yellow card for Kieran Dowell. And it'll be a free kick, maybe because he kicked the ball away. It looked like it was an offside flag there, which was after the play again. And the ball goes out of play for a throw into Norwich. Minamino unable to keep the ball in play there. Well, 5 minutes left now, including stoppage time, and there may be a considerable amount of stoppage time given the substitutions and 1 or 2 injuries. And it's hooked forward by Gomez. Looking for Mane there, but not able to find him. And that is flicked on, but it's cleared up at the back by Konate. And Alisson just plays it infield there now. Konate to Milner. Milner to Elliott. Elliott out on this side to Minamino, who was not able to launch the ball to Mane. That was an excellent interception by Gibson. It'll in fact be now a throw-in for Liverpool. About 6 yards inside the Norwich half of the field. Milner stealing more yards. Plays a short one to Minamino, who gets it back off Mane. Here's Minamino now. Just chips the ball forward, and Mane trying to win that, but it's cleared out by Norwich as they try to move forward with Dowell. Josh Sargent now tries to play the ball forward to Dowell, chasing that one down, and Smeekis kind of gets himself in front of that, forcing Dowell to knock the ball out of play, throw into Liverpool. And it will go back to Alisson. 2-1 here. FA Cup 5th round. Place in the quarterfinal for one of these teams here. And Alisson chips it forward, looking for Milner. Milner. And infield now is Elliott. Elliott, Smeekis. Smeekis has a bit of time and he takes a shot. And sorry, that's Diaz. I apologise. That's Diaz who turned and got the shot there. And it just curls away from the left-hand side of Krul's post. It's actually not a million miles away. And Krul wasn't getting there. And Norwich will begin again from the back. It's launched forward by Gibson. Picked up in midfield there as Sargent had attempted to win the ball, but it was dispossessed by Konate. Liverpool moving forward now. Oh, and Mane was almost played through there by Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. But that is good defending by Ben Gibson, just shielding Mane away from the ball. And Norwich now moving forward. Here's Josh Sargent with a little bit of space. Sargent finds Jonathan Rowe. Jonathan Rowe has got some time and space. Rowe. He attempts to play in Sargent, but Sargent wasn't aware of it. Certainly wasn't awake to it, and it went straight through to the goalkeeper, Alisson. 2 minutes left in this cup tie. Norwich have been able to try to force their way back into it. But Liverpool, for the most part, have controlled this game. And I'm about to name my man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. And it is going to Minamino for his display, not just the goals, but his absolutely outstanding display down that right-hand side. And he's just been an absolute pain in the neck for Norwich all the way through. So the man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services in this FA Cup 5th round tie, goes to Minamino. And Milner now has the ball for Liverpool. And there's a stoppage in play for some reason. We're not sure what's happened here. Yes. It looks like there's an injury here. to Kanate, but he may just be winded. The referee does allow, but there's also Janulis down as well. So we're just going to wait a little bit longer here. This is going to add to the stoppage time. To be perfectly honest, I'm looking at there being maybe 5 or 6 minutes stoppage time here at the end of this game, but we'll see. They haven't announced that yet. We're inside the last minute now. And Janulis now just on his feet, grabbing a quick water break. And Norwich give the ball back to Liverpool very sportingly there. And it goes back to Alisson. Alisson now is just going to take his time because there's just very little press from Norwich here. And Milner able to just build from the back. He flicks the ball onto Mane. And there's a foul here against Sadio Mane for the push on Zimmerman, and it's launched forward, but again, it's aimless. It's to nowhere. It goes right through to Alisson, and he just throws it out there now to Milner and Kanate. And we have, in fact, only 4 minutes of injury time. That's been announced, so 4 minutes of injury time. And the ball is played infield now. And, just trying to find Lee Malou, who was trying to just get inside the Liverpool defence. But Kanate was awake to it. And here's Elliott back to Kanate, who launches the ball forward. And Kanate, again, just tries to get his foot in it. And Liverpool again win the ball back. It's a bit scrappy right now as Norwich are trying to force their way back into the game. But I think Liverpool are well in control in this game now. Even Jurgen Klopp looks very relaxed at this time. Usually in a 1-goal game, you might see Klopp waving his arms around, running around, but he looks very relaxed right now. And it'll be a throw into Liverpool with Milner. About 7 yards inside the penalty, inside the Norwich City half. And the ball is wayward and goes out of play for a throw into Norwich. And it is Janulis. Janulis plays it back. And it's launched forward by Gibson, flicked on there by Sargent. But it's won back by Liverpool. And that's a rather unpleasant tackle on Diaz. And he will win the free kick. The referee will not show the yellow card. And play goes on. And Gomez now. Gomez plays it out to Milner. Milner. Infield to Elliott. Nice little slick ball there forward by Morton. That's an outstanding pass by Morton. And here's Diaz with a little bit of space deflection shot. The shot was deflected there just straight through to Tim Krul, who's trying to release the ball quickly. And here's Janulis plays a short one. In terms of the attempts on goal, 17 for Liverpool, 7 for Norwich, 4 on target for Liverpool, 2 for Norwich. Here's Jonathan Rowe now. Moving forward, just trying to see if he can create something. It was attempted to be slipped inside there. That was a nice attempt by Billy Gilmore to slip Dowell in there, but he wasn't awake to it, and it just went wide for a goal kick. And now with about 1 minute and 15 seconds left in stoppage time, you begin to wonder if Norwich are very much out of ideas and out of the FA Cup this year. It's Alisson now with the goal kick. Right-footed downfield. The header is won by Zimmerman, but it goes out of play. And it'll be a throw into Liverpool on the far side, which looks like it's going to be taken by Smeekis, although he's decided he's not going to take it. And it's just can't quite make out who that is on the far side. He's going to take the throw in anyway. And it's back there now with Byram, who launches the ball upfield. Jonathan Rowe just again, Norwich are just not quite there. And the pass again is wayward looking for Sargent, but it looks like he was actually offside anyway. And it'll be a free kick. And Liverpool will take their sweet time with this. They don't need to rush. they don't need to waste time either. They're pretty much in control in this game. But Alisson launches the ball downfield. And that is won by Minamino. And Harvey Elliott looks to play in Sadio Mane. It was a great idea, but Sadio Mane just wasn't quite aware that it was coming to him. Goes through to Tim Krul, who launches the ball downfield, and that's it. That's full time. That's full time here at Anfield, and it is Liverpool that will progress. They will go through to the quarter-final. They were dominant in this game. 2 goals by Minamino. And a goal back as well um, by Roop, who was immediately substituted afterwards. It turned out only to be a consolation goal. Liverpool in control from start to finish here. It's Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1. Ross, back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Paul James. Brilliant commentary and updates throughout the evening. So Liverpool go through beating Norwich by 2-1. Southampton went through by 3-1. Also this evening we saw wins for Chelsea, who came from behind to beat Luton down by 3-2. Elsewhere, then there's the FA Cup wrap. Elsewhere in the matches, in the Scottish Premiership, Celtic 2, St Mirren 0, Dundee 0, Hibernian 0, Hearts 2, Aberdeen 0, Livingston 2, Dundee United 1. As we continue the results for the matches this evening for you, before we leave you. Motherwell 0, Notts County 1, St Johnstone 0, Rangers 1. The Women's Super League, Aston Villa Women 0, Everton Women 1, Arsenal Women 4, Reading Women 0. In the National League North, Trafford Park Avenue 1, Forest Celtic 0. Scottish League 2, Albion Rovers 1 and an Athletic 4. Edinburgh City 1, St Muir 1. Scottish Challenge Cup semi-final, Kilmarnock 1, Perth Rovers 2. Ireland League, 2 games in that this evening. Keith 0, Brecon City 6, Strathspey Thistle 1, Huntly 2. In the Scottish Women's Premier League 1, they finished Glasgow City 10, Aberdeen 1. Mallorca in the La Liga, it finished Mallorca 0, Real Sociedad 2. In the Spanish Copa del Rey, latest score is Valencia 1, Athletic Bilbao 0, 74 minutes gone, 2-1 on aggregate. In the German DFB Cup, to tell you some results from there, it's finished Hamburg 2, Colster FC 2 after extra time, Hamburg 1, 3-2 on penalties, Hanover 0, RB Leipzig 4, VfL Bochum 1, SC Freiburg 1, 1-1 is the latest score gone into extra time, 115 minutes gone there. In the Italian Coppa Italia, it's Fiorentina 0, Juventus 1. The French Coupe de France, if in the 93rd minute there, it's Lens to Monaco 2, so that's going to go to extra time. In the Australian A-League, Melbourne City 2, Perth Glory 2. The Austrian Bundesliga, to tell you about, it finished Lask 0, RB FC Red Bull Salzburg 0. Belgian First Division A, Standard Liège 1, Beerschot 0. In the Greek Super League, Olympiacos 5, Astras Tiraspol Polis 1, AEK Athens 1, PAOK Salonika 1. In the Swiss Super League, Sion 1, Lausanne 0, Luzern 0, Zurich 2. And I'm just going to have a quick check on that Sion game, see who got the winning goals. Former Leedsman Daytona Bodinappers for Sion, where was Costa Rodriguez de Oliveira with the goal to win them that game on 63 minutes. That is all we've got time for this evening. So none of the FA Cup matches went to extra time in the end this evening. All sorted inside 90 minutes. For myself and Luke, who covered Southampton West Ham, thank you very much for listening. From Paul, who covered Liverpool and Norwich for us, with updates and some commentary as well. Thank you very much for listening. From all of the team here at the TC Hub, we thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again real soon. From all of the team here, good night.